Well, hello everyone, and welcome in to Watchtower After Dark. Well, we get two parts of this program. We have Eric coming on with his narrative, and later on he'll be joined by Linda James, a pasta babe. So we're looking forward to the program tonight. So let's bring Eric on and say hello to him. Hello, Eric.
Hello, everyone. How you doing tonight?
Oh, there we
Sorry for
are.
all the mix-up.
All right, we're ready to go. So, anyways, you're on with us, and we're ready to go. Well, Linda, I contacted her. She'll be coming on in about another hour and a half or so, but somewhere around 11 o'clock, she'll come in and join you.
Sure.
It's your forum, so you do your thing, Eric.
Alrighty. Did you get that link for the video to play by any chance?
Let me see. When did you send it?
I sent it today. I don't know what time. The morning, maybe.
All right, here's the
morning.
link.
Morning, afternoon.
Link.
No, probably mid-afternoon, like maybe around 3, somewhere around there, I think.
All right. So when did you want to play the link?
It was a governing body video.
When did you want to play it?
If you can do it right now, so then you can check out a little bit, and I'll take over once you are done.
Well, just give me the timestamp on it.
Sure. It's 1815. Wait, hold on a second. Yeah, I think it's 8. I got it to you, and my writing is kind of bad. I think it's 1815 through 2240. That should be it. 1815 through 2240. Just a few minutes.
All right, so 2240. Okay, so let's just hold on here for a second.
Yep.
Let me just get in here and do this. I got to get this doing this.
No, thank you all, and I'll set up the tone for it. They're giving us like a video about like my teen life, and I just thought I'd bring it up to expose Watchtower a little bit of how just pathetic that what they're doing. Like this whole my teen life thing that they're doing is like almost like a YouTube like feel to it, and it's not authentic, and it just feels forced and like. I'll let the audience come up with their own conclusions with it, and I'll talk about it. But
all right,
that's what the theme of it is.
All right, so let's play that. Let me just double check and make sure we got it all set here. All right. Let me just move it up here.
Thank you, Rick. I appreciate you, buddy.
Right, I just got to get the timestamp again, 1815.
Okay. 1815 to 2240.
Okay, hold on one second. Okay, 1815, 2240, 1815. All right, let's go back here.
It should be with Samuel Hurd and a helper or somebody like a. Yeah.
Okay, so let's play it right now.
Oh, good. But how do you avoid becoming obsessed with how you look? That's the topic of the next episode of the series, My Teen Life.
Oh, most definitely I felt awkward. I didn't wear my clothes a certain way, or I didn't have my hair kept a certain way. I didn't wear the latest shoes.
It can be really easy to get caught up on social media and trying to see what the new trends were, trying to see how others look. Should I look like that? Why don't I look like that? What can I do to look like that? And I paid such a high price for the body I was going after. I was going after unrealistic beauty standards. It led me to being diagnosed with an eating disorder.
Focusing on my appearance too much affected me spiritually. Even though I was in service, even though I was in meeting, even though I was present for family worship, I wasn't focused. I was thinking more of what I'm going to wear tomorrow.
My parents were a great help. They took time to actually listen to my feelings and what I was going through. It was not necessarily in a formal setting. It was actually in informal settings where we can be in the car and we're just talking, or we're sitting on the couch watching TV and my dad would just talk to me and kind of see how I was doing, how my day went.
My father, he kind of sat me down and he shared 2 really important scriptures with me in 1 Peter 3:3-4, which says, "Do not let your adornment be external." And you don't want to focus too much on how you look on the outer appearance. And the reason being, is found in Proverbs 31:30, where it says, beauty may be fleeting. So even though we may put so much effort into how we look on the outer appearance, eventually that's going to go away.
Something that has really helped me is giving myself time in the day to get off of social media, get off the internet, and giving time, dedicate time to Jehovah. I unfollowed models and influencers that made me feel more insecure about myself, and I would study Bible characters of the past, such as Abigail, Sarah, Ruth. Letting myself be influenced by them was a game changer for me. What made them more beautiful to the eyes of Jehovah were their qualities, how they treated others, their personality, how they served Jehovah with loyalty.
As I examined those scriptures, I feel like something clicked in my head. Being attractive physically, it just didn't really make much of a difference to me anymore.
Making sure I prayed before my day started, I learned to really let Jehovah in and make my prayers meaningful.
There were a few elders, some even became almost as close as best friends to me. The elders really helped me when it came to how I could take more attention off of me and how I could focus on helping others.
Knowing that I'm making Jehovah happy by helping others get to know him and making disciples is what makes me happy now. And as a pioneer, I finally was able to attend my first pioneer school in March of 2021, which was an amazing blessing from Jehovah.
Work on being more open to people, being more present, being more available. And trust me, it paid off for me because eventually I received much more privileges in the congregation. I was able to serve in different capacities in Jehovah's organization. And above all, I was more happier.
Well, thank you, Rick. I really appreciate you playing that for me,
Good.
for all of us. Yeah, you were talking about tonight about a lot of things that just reminded me, and it kind of goes hand in hand, but like exploitation. This girl's got an eating disorder, and they're exploiting her. And I mean, you don't have to be with Watchtower to have an eating disorder. You can be from it. It can happen from our society because the way women are made to feel with the magazines and stuff, but like, I just, what is their point? And both of them look good. She has makeup on and he's a handsome man, she's a good looking woman. I really don't, like Linda James taught me something, that it's okay to love yourself. You should love yourself. And I don't really understand their point and where they're going with how you can get too caught up with your looks. I mean, sure, everything in balance, but just very bizarre to me. And I don't feel like that the video had a point to it. It's very boring. If I bored my audience, I'm sorry, because it was a boring video, but it just didn't really have a theme that much. Like, what is wrong with wanting to look good? And like Rick talked about tonight, like, people being in like white shirts, maybe in the 90s, it changed a little bit. I had a Bugs Bunny tie. Shoot, I wish I could show it to you. I got a picture right there of it, but I had a Bugs Bunny tie, and I got my beans busted over it a little bit, but they dealt with it, but yeah, but this cult is just, it's gotten out of control. And I don't know how kids could relate to that video. I don't know what y'all think about it, but how can you relate to does anyone relate to that? Does anyone have that kind of struggle? I mean, I don't know. I mean, the struggle as far as the eating disorder is real, and that's sad. But that's why I was saying it was exploitation from Watchtower. I feel like, I mean, it's even worse with that poor handicapped sister. I couldn't even believe what I watched tonight, Rick. But yeah, Watchtower just seems to be going a downward spiral, and they're showing that they're not helping anybody. And it feels fake and forced, that video that we watched. Are they trying to do like some mock YouTube like thing? Like I'm not sure. It's weird. But that's what I got out of it. And I think I had one more point. Um, they keep quoting the Watchtower too. In this video, I didn't play it for you all because it's just boring. But there is some good things in it. But they keep quoting the Watchtower like it's the Bible, and I'm like, wow. Like when you get a group of people together and they all think the same because they're brainwashed to think the same, and you can just sell them anything because it doesn't even make sense, a lot of things that they're saying, you know. And but anyways, I could open it up to the audience if they want to call in and have a comment about that. I do have one more point to make about a different issue. So it depends on the audience. I'll let you all deal with it or decide. But if no one has anything to say quite yet, I will talk about a daily text that's coming up in a few days. But anyways, did anyone want to talk before I move on? We can always come back to the topic. So yeah, I was going to read the daily text, and this kind of it hits home a little bit. But the daily text for September 13th, it says, Luke 15:21, Father, I have sinned. I am no longer worthy of being called your son. I don't even know what that has to do with this fellowshipping at all. But anyways, it goes on to say, Jesus told a heartwarming story about a wayward son, recorded at Luke 15:11-32. A young man rebelled against his father. We all know the story. Left home and traveled to a distant country. There he led an immoral, debauched life. When hard times struck, though, he did some serious thinking. He realized how much better off he had been while in his father's house. As Jesus put it, the young man came to his senses. He resolved to go back home and seek his father's forgiveness. The moment when the son realized how far he had fallen was important. He had to take action. The lost son demonstrated sincere repentance for what he had done. This parable is not just a heartwarming story. The principles it teaches can help congregation elders to discern whether a fellow believer has repented of his serious wrongdoing. I hate getting too biblical or scriptural with you all on a Saturday, but I'm just showing how like they do this every month or twice a month, talking about this fellowshipping and justifying it. Very interesting that it says the principles it teaches can help congregation elders to discern whether a fellow believer has repented or of his serious wrongdoing. Yeah, right. Like this is I'm reading this because this is proof that they got that parable completely wrong. They don't understand it. They don't understand it at all, guys and gals. They just don't get it, because first of all, it wasn't three men that forgave, right? It was one man, and it was his father, and he forgave him instantly. There was no judicial hearing, right, that I've been through, and so many of my audience members have probably been through as well. I've been through several of them, and they got all of it wrong. They don't understand. They don't get it. They made the Bible all about themselves. And when Rick says that this organization is not going to last, he's right. There is going to be a lot of people that are going to come back, and you're going to have your family members back. You know, I see that. But also, in my own opinion, there is also going to be people that will die for this religion or cult. You know, that so we've talked about sunk cost fallacy before, and how can the people wake up? It's going to take something very, very some kind of tremendous event to really wake the witnesses, all of them up. But that's my personal thoughts. Who knows? I think they're imploding no matter what, and they don't have a chance. But I know personally that my family, they will die for this organization, and that's how you know it's a cult. When you do crappy things in the name of God or in the name of a religion, there's no excuse for it. There's no excuse for shunning. There's no excuse for child sex abuse cover-ups. All of that, guys. But is there somebody that wanted to talk? Come on in. Well, I hear somebody in the background. Well, anyways, that's what I got out of some of the recent things that I've watched from Watchtower, and I see a desperate organization. I see an organization that just they can't hold it together anymore. They can't they can't really function like they used to, and they're adapting constantly. I feel like when Anthony Morris and others, they were talking about moving with the chariot. They still use that analogy. You got to move with Jehovah's chariot, and it's like, because this organization is moving so rapidly that it's changing so rapidly because they're drowning. They're trying to just keep their members basically at this point. It's a pretty dark place that the witnesses or the governing body have decided to go. I just feel like they're targeting our children. That's why I brought up that video. It's like they're targeting young kids. My Teen Life is the name of it, right? I mean, it's just they're desperate to keep the hemorrhaging from bleeding out, because they're bleeding out, guys. They're flushed down the toilet, and it's spinning around, and at any minute they're going to crumble. There'll always probably be some kind of remnants of it, maybe, but I don't foresee this organization lasting with all their. I mean, they have so much against them. It almost feels like, even if you don't believe in God, it almost feels like that God is against them. He's not helping them at all. You know what? I'm really curious. I don't know if Rick is around, but I'm not getting any feedback from any callers. I'm curious if the phone line dumped out.
Well, phone lines are on, Eric. Phone lines are on.
Oh, okay. No doubt, man. I was just checking. Well, anyways, I don't know. That's what I got out of the content that I looked at this week, and my goal here is just to help people that are coming out of the Watchtower, or that people that are out of the Watchtower, just like Rick, just to help people to see what they're doing to us, and the tactics that they're doing to us. And it's always refreshing and good to know that leaving the organization, like almost like Dan and Angela's show when they have life after religion, it's true. You do have a life after leaving a cult, because they both were in a cult, and that's a hard thing to have to go through. And a lot of people are, Rick talks about it too, that sunk cost fallacy. It's just there's a lot of people leaving the organization, but there's still a lot of sickness. But we never know. We never know what's going to happen. It could get so bad to where it's undeniable that there was a false religion and a scam to the public and the world. There's one thing I would bring up, but I don't know anything about it. I tried to get this video to load from Reddit, and apparently there was I wish I had the proof, and I tried to. I can't even. My phone's having a hard time even watching it. But Desiree sent it to me, and she told me that it was like, how they do those puff pieces, right? Like, who is it? Robert Hendricks is usually the guy that does it. This wasn't Robert Hendricks. It was somebody else. And this guy actually, we should look this video up, Rick, together at some point. But this guy was challenging. This is what my wife told me. I wasn't able to watch it, but she said he would when they were doing an interview. It was a puff piece, and the guy was challenging about shunning and other subjects. I don't remember which, but I know specifically shunning. And the spokesperson, who wasn't Robert Hendricks, another man, he said, "Can't we just stick to the script?" He did not want to answer any of the questions that he was talking about. And I wish I had the video and the proof for you, but I can definitely deliver that at some point with more timing. I just found this out, but it's very interesting what's going on. I know you can't just take my word for it, but if it's on Reddit somewhere, you can look it up. But it's very interesting that these men are that dark to just. I think you talked about it earlier, or maybe Anne Marie did, about that these men know, or somebody on one of the shows talked about that these men know what they're doing, and they are. They're deceivers, and they know what they're doing, and it's not easy. It's not easy to accept that we came from that, but it makes us stronger when we do. That's my thoughts of it. But does anybody have a comment they'd like to talk about, or? Well, I can't go on and on and on. I rely on you all because I get a little bit of information and break it down, but to go hours and hours without somebody else having some input, it's a little too hard. I hate hearing myself talk forever. What do you think I should do, Rick?
What I think you should do? What would you like to do?
I don't know. Like, if nobody has anything to say, I can't just keep talking without a little input.
Well, as a radio commentator, you got to keep moving forward and talk about what you feel. Just be yourself.
All right, sure.
Okay.
Sorry to do this to you. I'm not prepared to not have anybody have an opinion.
All right,
maybe I scared everyone away with the video.
Hold on 1 second. Let's bring some people in. Hold on 1 second. All right, we got some people. Let's hold on.
All participants are muted, and they can unmute themselves.
If you want to speak up and say hello to Eric. Unmute yourself right now. Go ahead. Okay, Eric. So he had a little bit of snafu with the system, but okay, you're on. Say hello to Eric. What would you like to say to Eric? You're on with him. Go ahead.
Hey, Eric. How you doing?
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, I was listening to your analogy of the prodigal son, and it's quite interesting. The story goes on to say that he squandered everything, let it botch life, and figured out, well, he had it better at home. So he came home, and what was the initial reaction of his father? Did he say, well, I want to make sure you have repented from your past life, so stay away for about a year? No, he didn't do that. He welcomed him right away with open arms, brought out the fatted calf, and welcomed him back. Now, this is completely different than the organization. If you've done wrong and you say you've done wrong, I've seen it so many times where people that were disfellowshipped, there is a meeting over and over again for a year or more. And hold on a second.
Yes, sir.
I had to clear my throat. If they weren't repentant, why would they be coming to the meeting regularly, faithfully?
Sure.
I mean, for a year now? Yeah, the organization got that wrong. If someone said they were sorry, they want to see if they really are sorry, so they disfellowship you, and you're coming to the meetings, and that shows an act of repentance. Why can't they just accept the words, "I'm sorry, I won't do it again"? They don't do that.
Nope, they don't.
Now, my uncle, he's a witness, and I've posed the situation to him because he used to be an elder. He's in his 80s now. But I said, when you were in a judicial committee, how would you feel if someone that was accused of a wrongdoing and you're on trial with the judicial meeting that you have with the elders, if they never said they were sorry, instead said, "Well, I've made adjustments," how would they take that? Would they take that as a true repentant attitude? Well, the organization, they never said they were sorry for what they said that was wrong or taught that was wrong. Never, right?
Nope.
So this trying to act excuse me. So the prodigal son story doesn't seem to apply to the organization. They don't see it.
They don't see it. Yeah, exactly, brother. That's what I was getting at. Like, they don't get that the son was let right back in. In fact, the father greeted him like he ran down the road to meet him and instantly forgave him. So my wife and I, Desiree, we have collectively 9 reinstatement letters from our last disfellowshipping. Or I've been disfellowshipped twice. She's been disfellowshipped once, but 9 collective reinstatement letters, and they won't let us back in. They just won't. I gave up on number 4. She gave up on 5, and that's not following. For what? For Desiree was with another person who was disfellowshipped, allegedly. You know, it's like it's a cult. It's not even, they're not following the Bible, and it's the reason why I bring this stuff up, because like I don't know you personally, sir, but like if you're affected by this organization at all, or you're shunned, you know how it is. Like our families are like hijacked from an organization that are beating this into their heads, this daily text. It's like a weapon. When they said the brothers, "This is war," I think that was David Splain. I guess he meant it.
Yeah. Just one quick point on that prodigal son.
Yes, sir.
You guys kind of touched on it. I just wanted to make it very clear. The son actually in his head was saying to himself, "I'm going to say I'm sorry. I'm going to do this. I'm going to be a hired hand." But when the father saw him just in the vicinity, he, like, this kid has no business here. The fact that he's even in the vicinity, the father dropped everything and ran to him. So the point being that the son didn't even say he was sorry.
Right.
You see, translate that to Kingdom Hall. If somebody just shows up to the Kingdom Hall, we should immediately bring him in, stop the meeting, throw a damn party, and says, "I'm so glad you made it to this side of town."
That is so true. You got that right.
Yeah.
That's why I'm GG for GB, the governing body elect, and I thought giving me my office yet.
I didn't recognize your voice, man. Hey, Gilbert. You're a little muffled, and maybe I am too, but I didn't recognize your voice.
You guys were 100% spun up. I just wanted.
Go ahead.
I wanted to make that one point that the dad did not even let him say, "I'm sorry."
Absolutely.
Because he already knew that his mere presence.
Because he was there. That's a good statement. Because if you're there at the meeting, that should show the elders that you are sorry. I've seen people disfellowship, and I'm thinking, what in reinstated. Years gone by. It's ridiculous.
So when you're reinstated, does that mean that you're allowed to partake in like some of the responsibilities in the Kingdom Hall? Like that's it, right? Like, you're still allowed to go to the Kingdom Hall as long as you don't cause an issue, right?
As long as you don't
Sure.
talk to anyone.
Well, you can try to talk to whoever you want, right?
You can try to talk to whoever you want, but they will politely give you a short smile and keep on walking, or maybe say hello and keep on walking.
Yeah.
But they'll never stop to carry a long conversation.
I just have a question though. Like, so let's say they don't talk to you anymore, right? You can still worship and study and practice there, right? I mean, it's not.
Of course. I mean, no, you can do that anytime you want, anywhere you want.
Yeah.
What are you saying, that like it's okay to, like, you know, if you choose to be a Jehovah's Witness, that's up to you? Like, is that what you're getting at?
Well, I don't know. I've never experienced it before. I just don't know, like, what.
The point, if you've never been a Jehovah's Witness, when you are baptized,
Are you the man that's studying?
testing the terms. As part of the terms is this part of this fellowshipping thing.
Right.
So when you are disfellowshipped, if you are, the only way you can be disfellowshipped is if you're baptized. If you're disfellowshipped, you start to talk to someone that you know the rules. You're supposed to talk to someone. You know the rules because you're a baptized member. Now it's fellowship. Well, I've had it to me where someone came up to me and I started talking to someone, and they said, well, you know better than that. You can't be talking to people.
Sir, I've gotten most of what you've said, but you're starting to break up now. I don't know if you can get closer to your microphone or do something, but I want to hear what you have to say, so keep going.
An elder told you. Let me see if I can get off my mic.
That's better.
Better?
Yes.
So, but an elder told you,
Well,
right?
in my situation, an elder did come up to me, but not just the elder, but another person that was just a simple rank and file member of the organization came up to me and made that statement. Oh, you're not supposed to be talking to people. So they all know it. I mean, they all know it.
Okay, but if you went in there, my question is, I guess,
Right.
you walk into a Kingdom Hall, you're disfellowship, right? You walk into a Kingdom Hall, you can talk to the elders, right? The elders aren't going to.
Yeah, you could. You actually could talk to them, but probably the only ones you could talk to, and it may have something to do with your situation or whatever. But you're right. Yeah. Everyone else, you're not allowed to talk to anyone else.
I'll tell you this. The shunning is really bad in this organization, because you can be shunned for the following: smoking a cigarette, marijuana. You can be shunned, and you lose your life and your family and your friends for all these things. You can be shunned for disagreeing with them. If you talk about the Australian Royal Commission, you're shunned. You are completely controlled from this organization. They want your mind, and you are. What else are you shunned for? You're shunned if you disagree with the elders, or the governing body. You're shunned for so many reasons, and I tell you what, I'm a Jehovah's Witness. I was a pioneer for a year, and I was in it. I was a Jehovah's Witness for 30 something years, and they didn't do any good by me. And I was surrounded by abuse, physically and mentally, emotionally, from everyone around me. And I have no good experience from being raised from them. Maybe that's a prejudice that I have, but it is something that happened to me. I can't deny it. And every time I talk to other people, they have a similar experience sometimes. I'm sorry, but shunning is It's not normal. The only people you shun, and they don't shun them, are the child molesters, because they're not safe for society. The murderers, the child molesters. We can't associate with people like that. That's all shunning should really be for, and it's a personal decision. It's not a public declaration. It should be, you should be able to make up. When Paul was talking about in the Bible, he was telling you he wasn't, because if you really the scripture that they use for the disfellowshipping arrangement, it's backwards and it's off. It's not accurate. They're not looking at it right, because they only give a little part of the verse, and then they leave out when Paul said that you shouldn't like exclude this guy so that his heart isn't broken forever or something like that. I'm just paraphrasing it on the cuff, on the spotlight, but I don't remember exactly what it says. But you get my drift,
Yeah, can I ask you what you were done for?
Come again?
I don't know what.
It's probably not a good thing to ask that question.
It's because I mean, I hate to be rude, but I'm sure that there's some people that were excluded because they were smoking drugs or possibly doing things that they knew they shouldn't be doing, etc. But I know people that
I didn't even say drugs. I just said marijuana, because I don't consider marijuana a drug, especially in a state where it's like in my state where I lived at the time, it was legal to have. So it's just like, I'm not breaking the law, and I just.
But I mean, more students drink a lot of it.
Well, I mean, if you abuse alcohol, yeah, but they're,
No, I'm talking about marijuana, not alcohol.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that, like, that certain things aren't good for you.
Sure.
But you do it anyway, blah, 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 no big deal. I don't know. Whatever. What I'm asking you is, you can be a murderer, right? And as long as you're not baptized, you can go into this organization and, get baptized and become a Jehovah's Witness, correct?
Oh, anyone can.
Yes.
Right. So I'm just the way I see it is living my life the way I've been living it, right? I've lived probably a pretty naughty life. I probably lived a life that I don't want to live anymore, and I'm giving my life to God, and I'm asking this organization to help me out. If I don't show any kind of interest, or maybe I start drifting away from the organization, I wouldn't expect them to want to have anything to do with me. I mean, that now it's between you and God, right? I mean, you have to make it up with God. You're expecting these people who are imperfect, who are trying to run this organization, to forgive you. God's supposed to forgive you, right? I don't know.
Well, hey, I want to apologize for, I didn't know you were trying to ask me a question. This is Leather King, and this is GG.
Hey, Leather King.
Basically, what's happening is everything you see in the Jehovah's Witness world is already happening, and I know you're following the political realm. And so right now in the political realm, we're having the disfellowshipping, we're having the censoring, we're having people in the high places of government officials that are just corrupt. And so people right now are looking at the government and saying, hey, the leadership is corrupt, and you're beating on the people. So it's the exact same story, it's just the names have changed. And so when you're living a good life, and the founding fathers and the Constitution gave you the answer as well. You don't have to surrender what's yours to the government. It's yours. Same thing with religion. And this is one concept that people don't like in religion. It's called go at it alone. So the idea of going at it alone is so scary to a lot of people. Like the idea of just you walking with God and shining your light is so scary, because they say, I don't know how to do it. But you do know how to do it. And now, if you want to join a group like the Jehovah's Witnesses, the Baptists, the Catholics, There's nothing wrong with it per se, but you don't have to surrender your God-given rights. You don't have to surrender.
So, my concern is that like there's a bunch of people out there who are joining an organization, and then they're saying, "Well, I joined your organization knowing exactly what it's about, the rules, etc. But now I don't like them. I want you to change them." I just see that kind of like it was like, oh, it's probably not going to happen. Maybe.
Sorry.
I mean, maybe, you know what I mean? That's how I'm looking at it. And it just seems,
yeah.
I know exactly
what you're talking about, except the people that are coming, the people that you're seeing on the Rick Barron show are like people that, the people are exactly like people that have decades of experience in government offices. They see the bribes, they see the corruption, and now they're coming out and people are saying, "Hey, what's wrong with you?" Because these people on the chat section, that call in, or that are being interviewed on the 6 screens, they have so much experience and they're light years ahead of you because they have experience behind the scenes. And so it'll be like somebody coming to the United States and saying, "Wow, everything is beautiful on paper," but you actually talk to people who are like, remember that movie with the guy who rescues Dakota Fanning in Mexico, remember? And
yes, yep. What was that movie? I can't. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yep.
And he goes, "Do you think God will ever forgive us?" And the 2 guys go like, "No." He's like, "No." Burning Man, I think it was. So this is what happens. Everything looks beautiful on the outside of the religion or on the outside of an institution, but once you're inside and you see it, that's what you're seeing on the 6 screens. All of the whistleblowers are coming out. Oh no, Man on Fire. That's what it was called, Man on Fire.
Oh, okay. Yep. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. Denzel Washington, right?
Yeah, Denzel Washington. And
that movie was incredible, and he died for that girl.
He asked Christopher Walken.
Oh, dude, I didn't see it. What happened?
Yeah, he goes, well, they're both ex-CIA, and they're in Mexico, they're retired. And he asked them, "Do you think God will ever forgive us for what we've done?" And immediately Christopher Walken says no, because they had done so many bad things. And that's how it is like in religion as well. Behind the scenes, there's so many bad things that have been done. And all of these people are coming on the 6 screens. They're coming on they're doing interviews, and they're like whistleblowers. Yep. And so it's the same story that King Solomon said. It's the same story being told over and over again. There's nothing new under the sun.
Right.
And so you're listening and you're hearing people complaining. I'm listening now to the Republicans and Democrats, like Kennedy Jr. He's being a whistleblower right now. He's complaining that unless he gets 80% of the Democratic vote, that the election is rigged. So he's a whistleblower in his own party. And there's whistleblowers in the Republicans. So everybody's a whistleblower. But the news reporters are saying, "Oh, you guys are just disgruntled." That's the exact same thing that's happening in the Catholic Church, in the Jehovah's Witness Church, in the Mormon Church. People are coming out and they're whistleblowing. We're not criticizing. We're just telling you, you do not have to be in this organization for 30 years to know what we know. Mm-hmm. We're giving you, and it hurts, especially you, because you're not going. It's too much to take in. It's like a lot of food, a lot of water, a lot of drink, and it's you're like, I can't take this all. It's too much, and that's what you're listening to on the 6 screens. And is
this Jesse?
No, this is Gilbert.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I just wanted to just interrupt you for a second. I don't really want to bring it up, but in the comment section, somebody is saying that there's like no women speaking up, and that it's a man show. And any woman is of course accepted and allowed to have a voice. And if anyone wants to chime in and talk about what we're all talking about, come on in. But I just thought I'd throw that out there.
Hey, I do. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
What's your name?
I did try earlier, and when you were trying to get some to talk, I think it was muted. So, but now it's fine. But anyway, I was going to say.
It was muted, but thank you for seeing that.
Thanks. I was like in my 30s when I got baptized, and I grew up in it. Okay, so I thought I had transparency. I had faded, or I was inactive a few times because of difficulties and things. But inside, I was, I thought I knew, but the thing is, yeah, there's such a thing as being disfellowshipped and all that, but you never think it's going to apply to you. And you always think you won't have something like that happen. And there's a lot of cases where people get disfellowshipped when they really were trying, and the person decided that they weren't sorry and things like that. Now, I'm personally not. I'm kind of like chemo in a sense. I haven't been officially, but I stopped and I did talk to elders and stuff. But it's kind of complicated with my situation. But I'm awake now. I know how I didn't know a lot of things, so they're not transparent. When you study, you think they are, and it sounds good, and you think you're going to be treated just, and everybody's really looking out for each other and all these things. But like myself, finding out different, like the Australian Royal Commission, the child abuse situations and things, you find out all these things, but it's not just, it's very corrupt from what I've been looking at. And no, I didn't want to believe that either, but that's the thing. You never thought that would happen to you, and that's why you signed up for it. I
Sure.
was baptized and all that. I didn't know I was getting baptized into a spirit-directed organization. I'd like to know what spirit that is, and stuff like that. So you didn't really actually get disclosed what you were signing up for, but you thought you did. So that was my point. Oh, but I did.
Yeah, because you're right, Hun, because we didn't have a copy of that secret elders book, and so in a way we signed up for something that we didn't even have the manual for it. We didn't know all the rules. We know some of them, but they don't follow biblical rules. So we were deceived. Where do you call from? Where do you live?
That shepherding book.
Mm-hmm.
I lost a lot of respect for the elders when I saw that. When my dad died, I went into his briefcase. I wanted to get his Bible, and I saw that the shepherding, the flock book, and of course it said, not to be shown to anyone except the elders. Do not let the publishers, pioneers, or ministerial servants into it at all. And so, of course, I'm going to pick it up and look at it. It's just, I guess I'm trying. No, I wasn't just thinking, I'm not like Steve. I'm just saying she ate the apple or whatever. I saw what was going to happen, but I still looked at it. But when I read some of the stuff in there, I was disgusted. And I was angry, and I felt like, how could any brother agree to support what was in that manual? Of course, they might not have seen it either before they were appointed. Well, they probably didn't. And then they'd already been appointed an elder, and then they didn't want to, back out. But it's, the thing that everybody's been talking about, like Gilbert, not just the prodigal son and people not realizing what they're getting into. It's just like when somebody innocent is put in prison because they're charged with a crime that they did not commit, but they're in jail and they're stuck. And a lot of people that are witnesses, like I was born in third generation, and I stuck it out for almost 45 years. Not that I believed it the whole time, that even when I was younger and a divorced mom of two little kids, I felt like I didn't have anywhere else to go. I never knew people that weren't Jehovah's Witnesses. And it's scary. And sometimes you stay with it because you're too scared to go anywhere. You don't know what they're going to do. And sometimes you just meet all the people that you've always known. And no matter how much you know is wrong, it is still extremely traumatic when you're pretty much shown kicked to the curb. And you lose all your friends, and it is mental and emotional torture when you don't know what to do. So everybody don't know all the ins and outs of it, and we learn as we go. Just like Gilbert
Debbie,
was saying, we all have all these years of experience, so we're trying to pass it on so that other people don't get involved, and that we help the ones who are waking up. We try to help them get away from it also, but it's a process, and it does take years oftentimes.
Okay, can I ask you what you saw in that book?
Yeah. I'll tell you.
Who are you asking, Debbie or myself? Or go ahead, yeah.
So, who's asking me that?
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Did you want to? I was
What's your name? What's your name, sir? We just wanted to know who you were. That's all.
Oh, the guy who asked it? It's me, David.
Oh, hey, David.
Okay, something I saw in the Elder's book was about committing adultery. And in that Elder's book, it said that a man did not, the elders were to tell the man that's committed, they said it wasn't adultery if a man had sex with an animal, which is bestiality, or with another man, which is homosexuality, that it only counted as adultery if he had sex with another woman. That right there is not biblical. It's disgusting. And bestiality is even illegal in the country. I mean, the whole country, but illegal. But it's disgusting. And it also said that if a woman committed adultery, that when she went to talk with the committee, her husband was to go in there with her. Okay, but then if a man did commit adultery, his wife wasn't supposed to sit in on that committee meeting. It just shows what a patronizing man-run organization it will. What do you call it? I'm trying to think where it's run solely by men. Women are considered to be, like they used to say, children are to be seen and not heard. Well, in that organization, it's the same thing with women.
Now, what do they consider? What do they consider the homosexual, some bestiality and stuff?
Like I just said, if a man has sex,
She's not lying. This is in the book, actually. Yeah.
Hi, Eric.
What?
Hello.
Hi.
Who's this? Hi. How are you doing?
This is Nadine. I'm calling from California, and I just wanted to talk to Leather King for just a moment, if that's okay.
Sure.
Now, he had said that when we join the organization, we know what we're signing up for. Well, when you're born in, that simply is not the case.
No.
I was born in.
I was born in.
What?
Oh, I was just saying I was born in as well.
Oh, okay. So when you're born in, I didn't know anything about how this organization began. I knew nothing about Charles Hayes Russell. I knew nothing about Rutherford. Nothing at all. I just thought, that this religion always existed, from growing up from being very young.
Mm-hmm.
I had no clue at all. And then when you find out what it's all about and how it was started, and actually Russell they worshiped Jesus when the religion was founded, and they celebrated Christmas and birthdays and all the holidays, and they celebrated Christmas in Bethel, I think up to 1929, I believe. And then Rutherford, he came in and he changed everything. He changed the whole entire religion. And so his religion
was not a Christian man.
Exactly. And so when you find all this out, it's mind blowing.
Sure.
And yeah, so this religion has just morphed, you know. This religion now is nothing like it was even in the 70s or the 80s. It's completely different. And so when you find these things out, it's just not true. You do not know what you're signing up for. I did not know because I was aborted. And these things weren't talked about. Nobody talks about Charles.
Didn't you just want to make your parents proud, right? Isn't that part of it? Like you just wanted to make your family proud and serve God, but then you don't know what you really don't know what you're getting into. And you know what, hon? What was should have been a red flag for me? I had to apply to get baptized twice because the first time they denied me because his name was Hank Thurber. He was an older man. He's probably dead now. And he said to me, you seem like you really want to serve Jehovah, but there's one problem. You don't recognize who the governing body are. And I'm like, no, who are they? And they're like, well, they run the organization. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, yeah, I can't have you get baptized. I would think I was like 16 or something. No, I was 17 years old. And I cried like when I left the place in my car and like went home. And don't mean to look like a coward, but it just was like, wow, I got denied because I don't know who men are. And that should have been a red flag for me.
You know what Nadine is describing, maybe if I'm wrong, Nadine, tell me, but when you're talking to David, and you're talking about being born in, it's kind of like, I've never seen it, but imagine being a woman and you're in an arranged marriage, and they tell your parents tell you this is who you're going to marry, and then you come to find out the truth. And there's so many videos, David, of people who describe the Watchtower experience like a marriage. And what happens is when people come in right now, 2023, when you start looking at the Watchtower, I did a video and it says, I was Watchtower's bitch. And I said, that she was a great kisser. Watchtower is one hot babe. She looks hot. But all of the evidence points that she's been married to tens of thousands of people. She sells herself to the United Nations, and the list goes on and on. But when a woman is so hot and a man wants her so badly, he'll ignore reason. And that's what happens a lot of times. It's not just with the Jehovah's Witness religion. It happens in politics and it happens in business. People want to believe. And I'm just going to tell you this one real quick quote from Groucho Marx. He says, I refuse to join any club that would have me as a member. And David, you said it yourself that you are a naughty person. You have baggage. So do you really think that why would he want you? And that's what Groucho Marx was trying to say. If you're a club, you want to have me as a member, I got full of baggage. So when he was trying to go at it alone. So he was saying it in a joking way. That I don't want to join a political group, a business, or a religion if they're willing to have me because I'm filled with baggage. And he was joking, but there's truth to this joke. And so, don't be afraid. Yeah. Don't be afraid to go at it alone.
Right now, so I'm under the assumption that this is all about blood guilt. We're there to spread this word. And that's the whole point. As far as being born into a religion, I'm sorry to say this, you're not the only person that was ever born into a religion. I was. I think most of us here were born into an organization or a religion. In fact, I don't really know anyone who wasn't. And for you to say that you didn't know anything about what was going on, I would reply or think, yeah, you shouldn't have never been baptized. How were you baptized if you didn't know
They don't want you to know. They don't want you to know. That was the thing.
Can I have a voice for a second, guys? Just let me talk, guys and gals. Somebody's in the comment section. Let's see. They were saying something about Gilbert. Oh, maybe I lost. Oh, Gilbert was down and dirty with Watchtower ? You know what? Gilbert Gonzalez, if you're listening, I am very proud of you because you were an elder and you woke up out of it. You said no, you know, like you grew as a person and you said this isn't right. And you have a look at your voice. You know, I like your program. I watch you now sometimes from JP, but yeah, I just wanted to get your back a little bit, you know. But anyways, I'm sorry, everybody. You know, let y'all keep talking. But that was just my my personal opinion.
Well, I think Gilbert's right.
Can I add something, you guys?
Yeah, Nadine, is that who this is?
It's me, Kim.
No.
Oh, Kim. Sorry.
Can I add something, you guys?
Oh, of course. Go ahead. Speak up, sister.
Okay, it's Kim. One thing I didn't know that when I watched the Australian Royal Commission, and it was I think it was an elder from Bethel, Australia. He said they don't report murderers, and the murder. He said had been reported that he confessed to him, and he still doesn't report it. He said they don't report it, and since then there was a case where an older brother had told him he was going to go kill his wife, and he went home and he did kill her, and they do not report him. And that's the thing. You never expect that, you know. And another thing, when you grow up, like I'm from San Francisco, so we would go to the assembly, we'd see the apostates out there. We're all taught they're all liars. They're all, tricking you and all this kind of stuff. So when you see anything or hear anything, you're told it's all a lie, don't pay attention. So, and then when you ever are seeing anything that doesn't make sense inside, you're told that it's because you are weak and you're not thinking right. So you just put it on the shelf, as it were, you just kind of like ignore it. And at some point you start realizing, wait a minute, that was a red flag I should have noticed. Like when they said to obey the elders, even if it doesn't make sense from a human standpoint, and even telling all the little kids to obey, even after all the child abuse cases, and then Jeffrey Jackson being talked about too, at the Australian Royal Commission, being told, hey, don't you think, you should do this, and this to help children? And he was saying, yeah, we need to try to fix this. That's why I'm here. Well, after he went there, later they may at least talk more about that role of to obey, even if it doesn't make sense. And that wasn't just for adults. That went to kids, to obey them no matter what they said. And so an elder could tell them to do something, and then they're going to do it. They are going to do it. And that was knowing, so to me, that was intense.
They're after the kids, aren't they, Kim? They're they want, because they know they're bleeding out members and they need future generations.
Yeah.
Can I talk about my experience in Catholicism?
I wanted to respond to Leather King because he was saying that I shouldn't have gotten baptized if I didn't know about Charles Russell and Rutherford. Now, do you know about Charles Russell?
Yeah.
David? You do? Okay. So they claim to be the one true religion, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So if that's true, the religion now is nothing like it was when it was first started by Charles Tate Russell.
Yeah. Because they've been studying this text for how long?
Well, if it's the truth doesn't change. The
You
truth
have
doesn't
to, you have to, you have to study this. It's like anything else, right? Like math, reading, arithmetic, science. You have to study this stuff, and the more knowledge you gain, maybe it changes. I mean, that's how things work.
No. It's not. No, I got to interject there. You're associating the fact that she said truth never changes, and you're associating that with arithmetic. That's arithmetic. 2 and 2 are always before. How is that going to change? How can you use that as an example?
Wait. But you're saying that there is truth, right?
When you profess to have the truth,
is there truth? Is there truth? Is there truth?
What do you mean? Truth? Can you identify what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Can you back up? Did you say that they're the truth? There's no question.
No, I asked him, does he believe in absolute truth?
Well,
no.
Organization, they claim to have the truth about.
I asked you, sir. I said, do you believe in absolute truth?
No, I don't. I don't personally. The host of the show. You know what? There's one truth I believe in, and that's Christ. Because Christ said he's the way, the truth, and like no one gets to the Father but through him. So when people call themselves the truth, it's a red flag. Even one time, a caller on this show one time said, Rick's the truth. And I'm like, well, no, he's not. Yeah, I'm sorry, Rick, you're not. Only Jesus is the truth. We can try to tell the truth the best we can. And that's what, so we try to have those Christ-like qualities of exposing and trying the best that we can to do the truth. But we are not the truth, and we are not the way, is my personal opinion.
I didn't ask you guys if you were the truth. I said, do you believe in the truth? Do you believe that there is absolute truth?
Yeah, but we would have to go old school again, where God used somebody, or directed us somehow, like otherwise through religion, no, you cannot find absolute truth. No.
Okay, there was a guy named Jesus. There was a guy named Jesus. Do you believe it? Yes or no?
Do I believe in what?
The history, they talk about Jesus. What's the point?
All right. Do you believe that there's a true story about Jesus?
Yeah.
Well, I can't prove it. Can you prove it?
No, but I'm asking you, do you believe that there is a true story?
I can't. I gotta say no.
Okay. And I know who I'm talking. I know who I'm talking to now. I get it. You're a non-believer.
I believe in God and Jesus, of course.
You have an organization. Yeah.
No offense. Look, my name's Robert. You know who's on the phone here. What we're not talking about, you don't seem to understand here, is that when you become a Jehovah's Witness, when you are baptized, the reason why you're baptized, basically, is you become 100% indoctrinated. What does that mean? That means your mind was totally flipped over to align with their mentality.
Sir, that's not what we were talking about. The lady asked me if I knew about Rutherford and how all these things had changed over the years. You guys are getting off topic. Do you believe that there is truth? And if so, how do you figure out what is truth or not?
I gotta respond to the comment section here. Maverick is saying, Leather King, why do you defend the Watchtower after all the evidence against them with a bunch of question marks?
Why are you against them? Why are you against them?
Why am I against them? I have so many reasons. Do you want to go there? I'll give you like 100 of them.
I ask stupid questions too. I mean, guys,
do your research. We don't have to prove it here on the show. Like, just do the research. Everything that's being said about them is basically true. I would say about 90%.
Explain to me how you do research. How do you do that?
How do I do research? Okay, I go on multiple different internet sites. I look up definitions of words so that I know the meaning. So that I've learned that they changed the definition of an apostate, because apostate means simply to leave one's religion or faith. It doesn't mean that you abandon God, and that's what Jehovah's Witnesses do with disfellowshipping. They tell you that you abandoned God, Jehovah, but you didn't. And it is to their standards. It's not to the Bible standards. So,
You're
You know what? Maverick has another good point. 607 BCE. That was made up. That didn't happen. It happened in like 586 or 587. Someone correct me in the comment section.
How did you learn that,
But
sir? How did you learn that?
that's a false prophecy. That's a false prophet. I don't need to be around false prophets. I'm done with them. I'm done with. And you know what the Bible tells me? You know what the Bible tells me about false prophets? They say you don't have to fear them. Don't fear them. You know. Sorry, I'm getting passionate.
No, I'm not against the Watchtower. As a matter of
Go ahead, Grace.
I visit Kingdom Hall this summer. Everybody was sweet to me. They made somewhere I could sit, and everybody else came up to me and were so nice. Nobody was angry on me. It was wonderful. All my friends are Jehovah's Witnesses, but I also have normal friends who are not Jehovah's Witnesses.
Understand that. We want to talk about that. You got to change the subject.
Everybody who has ever been in Jehovah's Witness has somebody they still love in the organization. As a matter of fact,
where's that lady that I was talking to?
Hey, let's not fight and talk over each other. You know.
This has nothing to do with the question I asked. This has nothing to do with the question that was asked to me. Okay? I get it, guys. You guys are upset. I get it. Okay? It's not what you know.
No, I'm not upset. I'm not against Jehovah's Witness. I love them. I really, really, really love them. As a matter of fact, my absolutely best friend from when I was very young, he's a Jehovah's Witness. And I love him dearly. If push comes to shove, I would give my life for him. That's how much I love my best friend.
Well, that's good. I appreciate that. But like, just because you have that experience doesn't mean that everyone else has that experience with the witnesses.
I can ask how old you are, please. I'm just curious.
I'm sorry.
Oh, say again.
Are you speaking to me?
I am, yes.
Okay.
My name's David. Okay. And why do you need to know how old I am? Just curiosity.
I'm just curious because look, I've been around since 1961. We didn't have access to any of the history of Jehovah's Witnesses. I was trained from birth and told what I believed.
What's the one?
To do. Now, I did believe that it was the truth because I didn't have anything to compare it to. That's all I knew. It's just like people in North Korea, they don't know any different other than Kim Jong-un. They worship him. He's their God. But that's really what they believe. To them, that is their truth. But you were saying a minute ago that how could you not know? Like, this is what I understood you to say. How could you not know it was the truth? Okay. And
no, I'm sorry. That's not what I said. I meant, like, how did you not
Thanks,
know
Brad.
what was going on with this fellowshipping and people's lives being ruined by it?
We didn't have access to the computer. That's why I'm asking you.
No. I'm sorry.
We could research this stuff. I didn't know anything about Judge Rutherford. I didn't know half the stuff I know now. Since I left it, I've learned more. But let me ask you, do you believe that there's an ocean?
An ocean?
Yeah.
I have to say that my wife in the comment section said, "You go, Debbie."
Like a sea?
Well, please answer. You were demanding everybody answer you about the truth.
Let's see you guys just breeze past what this woman just asked me. The woman
You said you go.
told me that they used to celebrate Christmas back in the 20s. All right? And I asked you guys about, do you believe in truth?
When we came out, we didn't know anything about it. But can you answer me a question? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Is there an ocean?
Okay. I just want to ask, do you believe there's an
Tell him, Debbie.
Define the
sorry.
ocean. Because I'm assuming that this is a setup for some stupid thing. Go ahead. Define ocean.
This is not a stupid question. You said you were allowed to ask stupid questions, so am I.
I'm not asking stupid questions. You are.
no, excuse me. You show some respect. You have to
Show some respect. What do you think? Just because you're an old woman that you can yell at me? Don't yell at me.
All right. Well, listen. I don't want to fight on the air, and I really love Debbie, and I love you too, brother. I don't know you but I know Debbie very well. She's my mama, adopted one, if you will. But let's all just try to cool it down a little bit.
Okay, well, can I make my point then? We know there is an ocean. We might go swimming in the ocean, but we might not know what a riptide is. That I got caught in a riptide once, because once I learned what a riptide was, I was very careful. Of course, I never went back in the ocean either. Once you drown, it kind of makes you afraid to go back in. But when you don't realize you're being pulled out into the ocean. You know the ocean is there. Okay? Mm-hmm. You know that there's sharks in the ocean. But you probably think, where you're swimming, there's not sharks. But you know they're out there. And yeah, you believe that when you get in the ocean where you're at, that you're going to be fine. But slowly that ocean in the riptide carries you out, and you don't even realize it until you go to stand up for something and there's no bottom there. And you look back and you're like, oh my God, how did I get out this far into the ocean? Well, if you don't know how to swim in a riptide, you're going to drown, because people drown. But the thing is, you believe that you were going to be okay. You believe that your part of your ocean was safe. That's all you knew about that part of the ocean, but you believed it, you trusted it, and you felt safe. Okay? But slowly, you don't realize it. Just like with a Jehovah's Witness, I never knew anything about the history of it. We didn't have access to an internet or anything like people do. I was born, I was baptized in 1975 because the Watchtower Society told us, and we were, that's how all we knew is what we were told. And we were told that Armageddon was coming that fall. My congregation, 79 people got baptized. I believed it. I was sincere when I got baptized. But they also told us, if you're 12 years old or older, don't think you can get through Armageddon on the coattails of your parents. I remember that talk, and I think every other Jehovah's Witness that was baptized in 1975 heard that same talk, or every kid that was over the age of 12. We were scared because we also truly believed, and I didn't get baptized into the Watchtower. I got baptized in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Nowadays, when people get baptized, it's into the Spirit Anointed Organization here on earth. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, sir. Debbie, did you want to finish with something, or we'll let this gentleman talk up a little bit, if that's okay? Maybe he has something to say about what you're talking about. Go ahead, sir. So, come back, Debbie. Don't be a stranger.
David, is there truth?
Hey, hold on one second. This is Rick Fred of the Six Screens. Hey, I have to tell you, Eric, we have got a number of people calling in here tonight, but I think it's very important that we do go to, well, I mean, we've got, 10, 12 people in the queue ready to talk.
Okay.
So, Kim, are you back there with us? I want to give everyone a chance here to speak.
Yeah, yeah. Help me out, and let's get somebody new in and talk, because I love to hear what everyone has to say.
We want to when you guys all come on, give some other people a chance to talk. Kim, are you on there with us? Go ahead, Kim. You're on with us.
Well, I did get to talk a little, but I did want to add something.
Go ahead.
So I was 12 when 1975 happened. And I live with my 80-year-old mother. And to this day, she's in denial of what happened because they are saying something else now. 2017, I think it was, or 16, they said in a drama that it was only a few that got it wrong, that if we would have listened to everyone on the podium, they would have said not to pay attention to dates and all this kind of thing. Well, guess what? The truth was they were telling us the end was coming. And every now and then it would be a disclaimer. Well, we're not 100% sure, but to be very sure it is. And they would drum up the audience till everyone was pretty much in a frenzy, clapping at every assembly. And they would put on stage everybody that was selling their homes and living practically in their cars. So we were led to believe that if you didn't believe at all and do everything you could for 1975, the end, which I would have been I never thought I'd be a teen because of that. They always made us think we're probably going to die in Armageddon and rarely maybe get a chance. So I never thought I'd make it. I just never thought I was good enough. And which a lot of people are like that. And so, but I believed it was the end too. But after that happened and it didn't come, little by little, they started just adding time. Oh, maybe by next year. Oh, well. And it just kept going. They kept stretching it. Like the end 90s, so that's why we hung on. And so we just thought, oh, well, it's close. It's any second, And so we ignored all the signs that we saw because we thought, well, the end's coming. God will fix it. Everything imperfect will be fixed. And what we didn't know, because they didn't tell us exactly the truth about the people before, they still deny that they said the end was coming. But that assembly, that drama, which they still have on their site, is a big, fat lie. I'm sorry, they said it was coming. And so right there, that helped wake me up. Okay, so I woke up, I think, 2018. And then I did my research and found a lot more. And there was a lot of things in my congregation that I saw and found out and stuff like that. But, the thing is, I also was born in second generation.
Okay, we got to move on here. We got more. We got way more. We got a lot of callers coming in. We got tons of callers coming in here tonight. So that's good.
Thank you so much, sister. Oh, it's so good to hear from you. Thank you.
Hold on. Listen, you're not next. You're not next. Just stop until I give you the regular area code. Okay? You're not. You wait. Wait your turn. Okay. We got 978. Go ahead, Dick. You're coming in.
Thanks, Rick. There's a certain statement. You don't know what you don't know. As far as 1975 goes, the Truth Book, I think it was 3 million of those books placed or sold. And it says there's a definite time for this wicked system to end. And it tells you about 1914. And it tells you that 6,000 years of mankind's existence is going to be up. In 1975, in October, is going to bring Armageddon. That's a fact. They're going to try to tell you that a few brothers ran ahead and all this stuff. They pushed that Armageddon because I came into that cult in 1970, and that's all I heard, and I firmly believed it. The other thing that I just want to say about the Jehovah's Witnesses is this thing about disfellowshipping. When you study the Truth Book, which millions of us did, it'll tell you if you have a problem, if you have a spiritual problem, you can approach the elders. It doesn't say you have to. What you find out later on once you become a Jehovah's Witness is if you've committed a serious sin, you have to tell the elders, or Jehovah's Holy Spirit will be taken from the congregation, and when Armageddon comes, with no Holy Spirit upon the congregation or upon an individual, that they'll all die in Armageddon. So they put you on an enormous guilt trip. Those are the two things I wanted to add in. Most of the audiences that listen to Six Screens know that I committed adultery on my wife, and I regret it to this day. But I went to them. I never got caught. I never come down any VD or anything like that. I went to them, and my wife forgave me, but the elders kept talking to her, and next thing I know, I'm out of the house. Then I'm getting divorced. So going to the elders if you need any help with something it's in my opinion really, really crazy. You do have good elders, don't get me wrong, but a lot of them are just Nazi JWs, and that organization hurts people. It doesn't help. Thank you.
Hey, Dick, it's always good to hear from you. Thank you for calling in. You and Rick, like, I connect with you guys a lot. I guess that's why I have a show on here, because like we're fellow New Englanders, and we just kind of spit the truth and say it. And I always appreciate when you and your wife, is it Connie, calls in. But thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, brother. Who's next in line if they want to give a comment?
Yeah, a comment. It's really irritating. You have a habit of soothing yourself and petting yourself, playing with that big old long fat beard you have.
Okay, make your point.
Hello, is this Ryan?
Yeah.
So what am I? Does it bother you, dude? How drunk are you? Jesus Christ! Wyatt Earp, you never know. Don't play with your beard. Hey, maybe I consider myself like Gandalf, right? And I'm stroking my beard because I have a brain and I'm thinking. And you just come out here and attack me because I like. Get out! Come on, man. Come on, brother. You know it's ridiculous. What are you? Were you an elder, Wyatt Earp? Were you an elder?
Everybody, I want to apologize. Hello. I want to apologize to Wyatt because I made a mistake. I realized second Sept. Are you still there, Wyatt?
I'm listening.
So, 2nd September, I realized that you touched on my English, and I have been practicing just a little bit this summer, and it really helps me that you made me a better person on my English. And also, I want to say, all the arguing I made with you, we argued so many times on the show. It made me a stronger person, made me more confident talking English, and I could never, ever have handled this Leather King without you. You made me so strong, and you couldn't even believe it. But now, after a while, I realized that you are pushing people into being better persons. Even Aposta Babe realized that she had a learning experience, that she needs to tell people to be quiet when they are rude. And last weekend, when Leather King called me like I was Hitler, then Aposta Babe was defending me that I can be here. And she really was strong on telling him that I can be on this show. So without you, Linda hadn't grown into defending me to Leather King, and I would have been nothing on this show without you. So thank you, and forgive me for not realizing that you actually pushed me and Linda into being strong and good people on the show. Thank you, and forgive me, please.
Well, thank you.
I would like to bring something up in the comment sections. JW Suicide says the beard's kind of scary though. His choice. I get criticized for having crazy colored hair. People can suck my toe if they don't like it. I mean, like, a lot of people are. I'm talking. A lot of people are like come up with, are you this, are you that, because I have a beard. You know why I have a long beard? Is because Jehovah's Witnesses made me have to shave all the time. And on top of that, I'm a hemophiliac, which means I bleed easy. And it's like, screw this. I let my beard grow low. Just like I'm not comparing myself to the guys of old, but the guys in the Bible had long beards, and it was for a reason. It even says in scripture to not trim your beard. And I'm not preaching. It's just, this is my life choice. And if you guys don't like it, sorry. You can, you know where to go. Sorry, everyone. I'm just being real.
Okay, we've been
in your beard.
We've got more.
Water in your mouth.
All right, we've got more people want to call in here, Eric. We've got there.
Let's bring some other people on. Go ahead, Rick.
Yeah, I want to go to 203. I want to go to 203. That's our friend Gary. Come on, Gary.
David, I want to talk to you.
I'm here.
Okay.
Yes.
You and I have a problem. Okay. You tore me up on all your channels. You talked about me. Fine. You made me famous. But I'm going to tell you something. You are very pro witnesses. Okay. This show is to help people.
You're kidding me. Hold on. How could you ever say I'm a pro witness? You don't even know who I am. I am so against the witnesses. It's insane. I listen. I have such a problem with the witnesses. I can't even entertain this.
Eric, she's not talking about you. She's talking about David.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I thought she was talking to me. I'm like, what? I'm so sorry, honey. My bad.
No, listen, David, I'll say your name again. You push people's buttons. You're very pro witnesses or Watchtower. I don't know why you're here, aside from the love of antagonizing people. And this is not right. This show is not about people like yourself and the way you come at us. Do you really want to?
I'll never be back there. I'll never ask a single question ever again. If that's what it is, I want to continue to complain about your times as a Jehovah's Witness. You're right.
This is our show.
Yeah, I get it. I told Rick that I'm here. I study with the witnesses. Okay, I'm asking you guys certain things because I can't get that from anyone else. I don't know any ex-witnesses. All right, I'm coming to you, and you guys are just freaking nasty.
You're rude.
You know us.
Many times to us. You heard our stories. Were painful.
Lady, go read the comment section right now. That's not rude.
Oh, the comment section.
Because I'm not playing with you anymore.
All right, let Rick step in here. Let me step in here. Look here's what we got. David is studying with the Jehovah's Witnesses. Just like all of us, when we studied, they seem nice. They seem like they really were quite the true religion. So he's on here asking questions. I used to think he was antagonizing too, but he's just trying to find some questions. I don't, let's go nice with David. I don't see where he just wants some answers. I mean, let's face it, when we were all becoming Jehovah's Witnesses and someone said they were a cult, we would have had a hard time with that too. So let's go nice on David. I mean,
obviously you have not listened to him on other channels, and exactly what he has said is that when you have your protesting, he wants to go and put up a sign and say, I don't agree with Rick Barron. Now, come on.
Yeah,
and he talks about all of us.
If Rick is going to go there, right? I want to have an opposing view. I want to do a live stream.
Well, why do you end up
Rick, do I ever come at you sideways or anything like that? Listen, you don't want me here, okay? I understand. I'm somebody that's asking questions and you don't like it.
You're playing a game.
I don't get it.
Playing a game from the beginning. You're not trusted.
Mary.
To ask Rick Fallon the questions. Rick Fallon and your Bible study, you should ask Rick Fallon all the questions, aren't you?
Well, here's the position that I take with David, and let's put us all back in learning about the Jehovah's Witness mode. When we were all becoming Jehovah's Witnesses, obviously we liked what they were saying. We didn't hear the other side of the story. So David, at least from my perspective, I've talked to David off of the program. David is trying to put together in his mind, what direction to head into. I don't think he wants to get baptized, but the witnesses can make it seem like, oh, everything's wonderful. So put yourself in that position. So David is on here he's just wondering why we have such differing opinions with the witnesses. So little by little, I think David will get it. So, I don't want to beat up on too bad.
Witnesses question too. Rick, aren't you supposed to have a Bible study? You said it on here, and that's the king said it. Let's do it right now.
David,
how do I do it right now? Let's do it right now. In the Bible study, you said you're going to have a Bible study with the king. So aren't you in the Bible study with him now?
Well, Leather King, did I talk to you this week about a Bible study?
Yes, you did.
Yes, I did. We're working on that, Grace. We're working on that. So, let's go easy on Leather King. I'm not trying to in any way. At one time, I thought he might have been like an arbiter for the Watchtower, but I don't think that now. I think he's just an honest-hearted person that's trying to he wants to make a decision. Should he become one of Jehovah's Witnesses or not? So, you guys might see it differently, but I've talked to him off of the program. So let's go soft with Leather King. He seems like an honest-minded man. Yeah, I do. That's how I feel.
I have misunderstood, because I thought you said 3 months ago that you were starting the Bible study with Leather King.
Well, you did, Grace. You didn't misunderstand anything. I don't know what your life is like, but I'm going a million miles an hour. I'm trying to put a lot of pieces of the puzzle together here. So, work with me, Grace. I can't.
You've been working on the Bible study with him for 3 months now.
All right, so
don't give this. Wait a second.
Is this the same person that said this in the comment section?
Because you don't like me, okay, guys? You don't like me. No, I'm saying you want to tell me in the comment section, and you want me to ignore it. That's not going to happen. Okay?
Actually, brother, I just want to say that I actually saw your comment in the comment section. It gets overwhelming. There's a lot of people talking tonight, and then on top of it, I have people calling in. Just a lot of activity tonight for some reason. I would like to hear from Dan and Angela if they wanted to talk, and I'm sure that Rick probably has a long list of people that want to give a comment tonight. But go ahead, sir. I'm not going to talk anymore.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Zach, now let's let Zach.
No, I'm supporting what Grace said. You and this guy David talked about it about 3 months ago that you were going to study the Bible with him. It doesn't take that long. You can talk for.
Zach, hold on, Zach, hold on 1 second. So listen, Zach, I have to tell you something. I don't know what your life is like. You're not a married man. You have no children. You bebop along. It's a single guy bebopping along wherever you are. I have a wife here I'm trying to take care of. I've been in and out of the hospital with her. She's had tremendous health issues. I'm also trying to run a business. And I run the 6 screens of the Watchtower, which takes a lot of time. So, can't you cut me some slack? I've been in touch with David. So it's none of your stinking business, Zach. None of your stinking business, okay?
What is wrong with you? I don't.
Nothing's wrong with me.
No, you came in. What's wrong with you? You're trying to attack this.
Hey, Zach. Come on, man. Come on. Is it worth it? Cut Rick some slack. Why do we need this drama? All of us. Let's just cut Rick some slack, because he does a lot, and eventually he's not going to do this anymore because he's going to get burned out. Let's just cut him some slack.
are muted.
I am to the point that I've had it with these people. I've had it with these people, Eric. I work hard trying to put this together, and people coming on here and taking shots like they do is very despicable. This guy, Zach, and the rest of you people, I don't know what you do. I don't know what you do in your life, but I have a very busy life. And sometimes I just can't get to things. I've talked to David on numerous occasions. So why would you want to speak up and kind of attack me for not wanting to study the Bible with him? That is incorrect. So please, I mean, really, I mean, I'm not going to come on here every Saturday night and get beat up. Who needs it? I don't need it.
I feel you.
I could shut this thing down overnight in a second. And I'm thinking about it. I'm really thinking about it. I've had enough of it.
I'm sorry, Rick. I'm sorry you go. I know. I see it, and I think it's I'm just going to be real. It's a goddamn shame. I don't know why. I don't know why people are after you, Rick.
Well, the first thing we're doing is that video suite's going. Within a couple of weeks, it's gone. Okay, I've had enough of that video suite.
What do you mean? What do you mean the video suite? What's that mean?
What's a video suite? We have a special suite where people come in and talk. And,
okay.
You know, I'm not going to put up with it anymore. That video suite is on the chopping block. I've had enough of it. And, you know, I mean this. After 18 years, I don't need it. I've got monumental issues going on right now. I have a difficult life here. I'm not complaining. I'm just explaining. And you guys can come on. You can complain. You can cry. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. But come on. This takes time. It costs me $400 to $500 a month to just do this program. I don't.
Well, it costs you more than that. It costs you your emotions, your time. There's a lot of sacrifice here, and the people. I'm only speaking over you because I'm supporting you and saying that like the people don't understand. Because I'm going to tell everybody right now, me doing this is really hard, and I don't do what Rick does. I'm like a 16th of what Rick is.
I'm really thinking that this might be our last program. This might be the last night for the 6 screens. It really might. I'm really giving it some serious thought. And you know, I don't have to come on here and be questioned why I didn't call somebody in the last 3 months to Bible study. That's nobody's business. Why should someone even badger me on that? That aggravates me.
Yeah.
I'm getting ready to pull the plug. I can say
you know what it is, Rick? It's trolls. And if to tell people what a troll is, it's when they troll you. So I'm saying the word for the definition, but it's when someone antagonizes you purposely. And Rick and I, and especially Apostle Babe, Linda James, she don't need that. We all don't need that. We get people who do that to us, and it's just like we're here to help everybody. And you know, my audience, I can see them in the comment section. They're like, we didn't want the drama, you know, and you don't either. And I don't know what to say.
Yeah, no, in fact, I know what to say. I've had it. I don't know what to say. I mean, I spend a lot of time. For 18 years, I have never missed a Saturday night. You know, don't you think I like to go out and do some things? You guys do it. You know, you take a Saturday night off and do things. For 18 years, I've been here because I've tried to help you. And then it comes down to this, that I'm questioned. I'm questioned why I didn't talk to this guy about a Bible study. I've been talking to him on the side. And it's just unbelievable to me that the ex-witness world would act this way. Who the heck needs it? I mean, geez, I could go. You know what
I came up with is that it's unfortunate to say this, and I might get some hate for this, but I'm speaking for myself. We're all broken from this organization. We are. We're a bunch of broken people, and sometimes it doesn't go well. And we attract. This cult has attracted a lot of negativity, and it takes a conscious effort to stay grounded and to make sure that when you leave Jehovah's Witnesses that you don't join another cult. That's like the biggest thing, Rick. And sometimes people they get angry and they just don't know how to express themselves. And you know, I don't know. That's my opinion.
Well, I'm not, I don't make any money on YouTube here. It's not monetized.
Sure, of course.
I'm losing no money here. I could give a damn about it all, believe me. So I'm just saying here at this point, I think, Eric, this will be the last program we do. So
Okay.
I don't think we'll be on next week. I think I'm going to pull a plug on all of the 6 screens. We got 18.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, buddy.
Yeah, we got 18 programs right now running on the 6 screens telenetwork. But after 18 years, I think we'll kind of quit where we're ahead. I'm not going to come on here and spend hours and hours of time, $400 or $500 a month to bring this all forward to people. I don't know if it's worth it, Eric. I really don't. I mean, you're a good man.
I can't blame you. I understand your struggle on a very minute level because, like I said, like maybe a 16th or a 32nd of what I like. I go through some material for my show, and I'll talk, but I need people to get back to me because I'm just the type of person that doesn't like to just go on and on. I don't like to hear myself talk. I like interaction, and I think that it might have been on mute, but.
What I'm thinking,
Rick, you go through so much, and you have done so much. You've given me a family through, if this is your last show, I would like to give you some credit.
This might be the last show, but the reason
But
why
you've done a lot. You've done a lot for all of us, Rick, and even if you can't do it anymore, I personally, and I know my wife too, are very grateful for what you and Susan and your former wife who passed away when you guys were doing it then.
We started 18 years ago, and I'm now to the point that, I don't even know if I need this anymore. I think people got their help.
I understand.
I don't know. It's not really benefiting me anymore. I mean, I know it's helped a lot of people, but, there's other people out there on YouTube and doing different things. And my goodness, and they're doing a great job. So let them do it. I mean, I'm not going to come on here every week and be criticized and chastised and all the emails. And the same thing with you, Eric, too. Geez, you came on last week and you're getting beat up, and who needs this? I mean,
and then tonight about my beard. It's like, what the?
Yeah. No, here they are.
Who cares? Who cares? Who cares that I have a beard? Seriously, I don't have tattoos. I mean, not that I care. I don't care about people having tattoos, but like, I just don't get it. It's just something that grows naturally, and people just. They get too involved with it, and Rick, you just do so much. There was a comment I just read about. I can't find it now; it left, but it said Rick has helped me so much. I'm paraphrasing it, and like given me a family or given me people like a connection, and even like with Joe and Fran, that's a great show because they've united so many people. We have a good thing going. It's just people are ruining it for you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's been a good thing. I mean, I had, but the fun's going. I used to have fun, and I always, wow, as long as I have fun, I'll
too much drama.
But I'm not having fun anymore. The ex-witness world is really even more creepy at times than the Jehovah's Witness world. I don't know what their feelings are and why they want to nitpick and everything else, but constantly chastising and picking. Who needs it? My God. I mean, geez, who needs it? Okay, so who'd like to speak up? You're on with us. Come on the 6 screens. It might be your last time you're calling in, so now's your chance to do it. Yeah. Get the phone line and call back in.
You gotta reset it.
Yeah, I gotta reset it. Yeah. So let's reset it right now. Give it a second here. We'll reset it. Yeah, I'm really thinking seriously, Eric. This might be it,
Yeah, I understand, buddy. I understand because I have a conversation with my wife all the time that like I don't know how he does it. I understand what you do. I do. I mean, I don't because I don't do it, but I know you do a lot more than I do, or anybody else that has a show.
All right, we're getting the telephone line back up, and I'm not complaining. I'm just explaining. I think I've come to the end of the road. I think it's about time now that I'm going to bow out and say that's it. So I think this might be the last program we have here tonight. So let's go on. Let's see what can happen.
What about tomorrow?
Well, hold on 1 second. I'm going to bring this back on again. We'll do tomorrow's program, and then that might be the end of it. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so let's.
Hi, Linda.
Hi, I'm here. Cool. Wow, tonight's been hopping.
Yeah.
Hopping.
Or done talking, press *6 to mute yourself.
All right, just going to bring the phone line in here. Hold on 1 second.
Thanks for letting me in, Rick.
So we got Linda on. We're all right. Everything's good. I'm calming down. It's fine.
You will now be placed into the conference.
All right, let's
breathe in, breathe out. No, you've had a tough night, Rick. I can tell.
12
all right.
participants in the conference. Recording did not start.
All right.
Storage is full. Please log in and delete recordings or purchase more storage from your account.
Hello,
Hello,
Dick.
Esther.
Hold on 1 second. Hello, Dick.
I'm John. And
All right. Well, anyways, we just have okay. We have the babe on with us now. So if you want to talk up, go ahead. You're on with us. If you want something to say, now's the time to do it. So go ahead. Hit *6. You're on with us. All right. All right. Well, listen. This is our last program, Apostle Babe.
Okay.
You're on, and Eric will be on. We're going to be closing the 6 screens down. This is the last night that we're going to be on. So, but I want to let you guys know I really appreciate you being part of the program here. I really, really do.
Can I ask you, Rick? Is it just got to the point where it's too much? Like, after 18 years, you're the Cal Ripken of attendance. If you know that baseball player.
18 years, we never missed a Saturday night. But I'm to the point that, geez, I'm 75 years old, and I'm to the point that it's just turning into a fight fest. The ex-witness world is just very troubling to me. They're not cooperative. They seem to nitpick. And there's plenty of listen, you guys can go on YouTube. There's plenty of YouTube. I'll be doing some YouTube. I'll do some YouTube videos. But as far as this live stuff is concerned, it's too expensive to do it, for one thing. I know the only ones doing live in person.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's kind of unique in some ways. But there's plenty of YouTube videos out there. You got Mike and Kim, you got Cedars, you've got all these programs you can listen to. They'll keep you right up to date. And I'll do some YouTube videos as well on the news and what have you. But the live stuff, I don't know if I want to continue on. Yeah.
Okay.
I understand.
Well, I'll take it up over on my channel, and we'll keep going there. But if that's what you need to do, I think it's wise for you to do it. If you're at that place, then that's pretty wise. But I know that this has been a buildup. And let me just say this real quick. The chat in the YouTube, someone has said that the host has muted the conference. So I just wanted to say that to you. So I think that means that they can't come in and talk. But you know what? Right now we're talking. And you are at your wit's end. It's been a buildup. I've seen it. I've been feeling it. And maybe a break is in order, or
when you have 18 different programs, all week long. I mean, even today and all week, I've been talking. What people just think these programs happen, but I have to be in contact with these people. We've got Sunday programs. It takes a lot of work. It's like a second job, really, in putting this together and getting people to come on and guest and what have you. So in 18 years, I was willing to put the time in. But now where the ex-witness world is so picky and they want to groan and moan and complain and everything else. So when I hear that you didn't do this, you didn't do that, man, I'm working as hard as I possibly can. I can't go anymore. I mean, I don't know what people would expect from me. Plus, at the same time, it's costing me $400 or $500 a month to do it. So, I'm going to save some money. Geez, I could take that money and go out and do some things,
you know what? If you need a break, I think it's pretty wise of you to take a break, and that might just refresh you. If you want to take
or get out.
Whatever, I think that might just be a good idea, and reset and start again. Or I'll pick it up on my channel, Apostle Babe Linda James, and we can go from there on Saturday nights. Eric can join me, or whoever.
But in other words,
I wouldn't have the setup that Rick has, but it would be, you know, it would still be people for the XJW community. And I get it, Rick. I get it.
I get it too.
You're tired, and especially today, you've been taking care of your wife, and she's ill. You know, you had to answer the door a few times. This is very hectic, what you've been dealing with today. So I feel you, okay?
Yeah, no, thank you, Linda. No, that's good. So, yeah, something that, you know, I've been thinking about, and I'm saying, geez, you know, I'd like to have a Saturday night. You know, 18 years, never missing a program. That's pretty doggone remarkable. I have to pat myself on the back. But,
Cal Ripken, buddy. Cal Ripken, you're my hero.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you you're my hero?
I'll be around. I'll be doing some YouTube videos, but this live stuff, I don't know. I really don't know whether.
And this is also the time of the night you get very tired, very fussy. It's the end of the day. You're at your wit's end. So.
Well, I'm up at 4 o'clock this morning. I'm up at 4 o'clock this morning doing JW World News, and then I'm here. I have to introduce every program that comes on, and then tomorrow I'll be doing the same thing.
You're burned out.
I'm what they call the booth announcer. And, you know, always when you're doing live stuff, it doesn't work. I mean, it always doesn't work. People's phones aren't working. People aren't coming in on time. All of this stuff. I mean, it just can add to the frustration, you know? So
I just read something in the chat right now that said, Rick, consider bi-weekly.
I see that too. Elaine Brain Drain. Yep.
Yeah, which is really our Christine, you know, so that's not a bad idea either.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to do some serious thought. I'm going to pray about it, and you know, we'll see what happens. But
you know, Rick, you got to do what you got to do because your wife comes first, and in your life, you know, and take care of yourself. You've done such a beautiful thing for all of us. So you know, like you can only do it for so long, brother.
All right, well, let's open up the lines. Let's bring people in and see what they want to say about it. So let's unmute everybody here, and let's. Okay, everyone's muted.
All participants are muted, and they can unmute themselves.
So, if you want to come on and say hello, go ahead. You're on with us.
Hello, Rick. Hello, Rick.
Yes.
Kurt.
Yes, Kurt.
This is Kurt. Hey, I got a solution for you.
Yeah.
Okay. When the late night programs start, you reset the 6-hour telephone, and you go to bed and you let everybody fight it out.
Well,
that's my solution.
Well, it becomes.
That's what we have been doing.
We've been doing that. It doesn't work.
I mean, that's a good suggestion if everybody's okay with it.
Well, what we're doing here is it does become, I mean, someone's going to be monitoring it. I mean, people get outrageous. They start arguing. So there's going to be somebody. That's me. So I go all, 24, 25, 30 hours going through all of this. Someone's going to be here watching it. So I've also just thought of doing, 1 or 2 programs on the 6 screens. Take a couple
You
of
can do that too. And, there's people like Larry John Wayne. I'm just putting out names. JP. I know there's some people out there that might be available and have this time slot open to, what is it called, to screen and to sit in for you, Rick, so that you can have this time off. And,
Linda, there's a lot of technical stuff that goes on here. I've got 6.
Yeah, I couldn't do it for you because I don't have I just have a phone.
I mean, there's a telephone line that's involved here. You keep things live. I've got the video suite. We've got YouTube. We're on a number of different platforms with StreamYard. I mean, this is something someone's going to need technical skill. I mean, if someone wanted to just step in and take the whole thing over, I mean, be my guest, but be willing to spend $500 a month,
Hey, Rick.
Yes.
Hey, Rick, this is Gilbert, and I'm looking at this, because I use StreamYard, but at about $240 a month, the basic. There's this really cool feature where you have a guest destination. So, like, say, for example, Linda James, she does the show, and it can actually air on your channel, and then so she can actually air it on other people's channels. So it's the same live show being broadcast in like 2, 3, or 4 different locations. That's really cool because it's just showing up on your live feed, but she controls she's a moderator of the show. And so one thing that I think would really help is if you get rid of a phone number, and the only way people can call in is via the link, the video audio link that StreamYard allows. And that gives the moderator the ability to just click somebody off. So like if you don't want to listen to Zach complain to you, you just delete him from the studio. But that's one way. So like a lot of times somebody else could have a show, and you're like, you know what? I'm going to put your show on my channel, and it's going to be live as well. Like I think, for example, somebody was doing a protest in Canada or London. They could actually live stream it to your station, and you show it at the same time. So it's a really neat software program, and you can do whatever you want. But I really believe that the more you play with StreamYard, I think the more fun you'll have. And
well, yeah, I mean, right now I have I'm paying for it. It's expensive, and there's a lot we can do. I'm broadcasting right now as we speak on a number of different platforms on Facebook. We're broadcasting on 8 different platforms right now, Gilbert. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd like to comment.
You know what? You guys didn't get my point. I don't have a problem with beards. When he strokes himself.
I know you don't like. I know you're still picking on me over it. It's like whatever, dude. I've watched a lot of movies like Lord of the Rings, and I like how Gandalf used to do that. Right? He was like, "That's the ring of power." Like I don't know. I'm a thinker. I'm a deep thinker. When I'm actually listening to you all, it's just a bad habit. Sorry, it disgusts you.
Well, he's one of the reasons why I want to quit.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, thanks, buddy. Thanks for pissing Rick off.
The guy is a real jackass.
This is a professional show we got going on right here.
Sorry,
we got
I'm laughing too now.
All right,
it's all good. We got to laugh because otherwise we'll cry, And this is a moment,
All right. Who else wants to come on? Yes, go ahead. You're on with us.
Yes, this is Zach. I hear Gilbert when he said, if you don't want to hear Zach complain. Let me explain myself. I got muted right after I asked that question. And then I heard a lot of negatives that I don't know if it was about me or not. But my question about what happened to the Bible study I wasn't trying to attack you, Rick. It's more about what's David's reasons for coming in. I think that David has fun when he comes in and gets all the ex-witnesses burnt up. So that's what my point was. I don't come on and attack you, Rick. I don't want to understand your reaction.
All right. Well, no, David.
Let me say something first. Rick has never ignored me. All right. This guy is taking time out of his life. Talk to me whenever I call him. Okay. Whatever you guys think is going on, I'm here. Okay. I'm here asking questions that I normally can't ask. All right. I see the comment section. All right. I get attacked. I get it. All right. But you guys are expecting me, all right, to just be calm about it. I am in the beginning, but don't start getting attacked. Rick, I told you in the beginning, Rick, I'll never come back here again. I would like to have conversations with you in private. You're a very good man. You have treated me better or as good as the witnesses have, and I truly admire every minute that you spent on the phone with me. Guys, you have no idea, all right? You guys talk to ex-witnesses every day. Yes. I don't. Rick, you get ready to say something to me. Don't forget what you were going to say, Rick. Rick, you were getting ready to say something back to me?
David, why don't you ask Gilbert for a Bible study and take this off Rick's plate, because Rick has a lot on his plate, and Gilbert and you seem to get along very, very well. So
I do talk to Gilbert. I talk to Gilbert. Whenever they're live, I go over there. Maybe I haven't been over there. I lost the channel. And as far as YouTube goes, I get what this guy is saying. This guy, Rick.
Yeah.
Rick, I get death threats. All right, I get death threats. Yeah. I get the cops sent to my house. I get people freaking threatening my parents over this crap. Right?
Over this?
Questions
about the Watchtower stuff, like regarding us.
Questions, and you can ask Gilbert that if you have a Bible study with Gilbert, and then Rick gets this off his plate. He has a lot of things on his plate right now with the sick wife and everything. Why don't you ask Gilbert?
I've never demanded anything from Rick.
No, but you can have I'm sure if you ask Gilbert for a Bible study, I can almost say 99% sure he will not turn you down.
That sounds like a good idea.
Rick actually, on camera, I think it was even last weekend, apologized to David, like, oh my gosh, I haven't gotten back to you, I'm so sorry. You know, so he has made a point of telling David, I've dropped the ball and I'm going to, you know, catch up with you. I love the fact that David says every time he calls Rick that they are having great conversation. I love that. And I think men don't have enough good friends. And I love the fact that the two of you have a good rapport. I think that's really awesome.
Well, because
I couldn't invest for anything more.
Well, what I look at here is everyone was so willing and eager to jump all over David. But what I'm looking at here is David seems to be a person that just is kind of not settled yet on what he wants to do. I mean, I don't want him to go into the Watchtower, but at the same time, I don't want him to hear all of this negative stuff that's going to really create all kinds of issues in his life. So that's a position I take. So anyways, we do.
What do you mean by negative stuff, Rick or David? That you don't want David to hear?
Well, I mean, the negative stuff is, people coming on and accusing him of antagonizing or creating issues and trouble. I don't see that. I see David as a man that's asking questions. In other words, he asked a question last week. It was last week's question, what is a cult? I mean, why do you call the Jehovah's Witnesses a cult? And
yeah, and he mentioned something to the effect, aren't all religions cults? And they are. I mean, the word cult comes from the word culture. And that's what we get in religions and organizations, a sense of community and culture, Yeah.
So what we had here is a man asking, I mean, same with us, when we heard that witnesses were a cult, we didn't believe it. So he's just asking questions. I never met David in person. I never met 99% of the people I talked to here in person.
Yeah.
So anyways, let's open the line.
Can I just be real honest with you, David? Can I just say a few things to you, David? Leather King?
Absolutely.
When you first started calling and people were giving you examples of why getting involved in this organization is truly dangerous, I gave you a lot of good reasons, and then you dismissed me because I'm not a believer. Like, you just dismissed it like nothing that I said even counted. And I actually don't want for you to have to ever go through what I have gone through. Seriously, I don't.
I talked to Rick about this, and what I said was, I noticed that a lot of people here have left this religion and what Christ knew, and I find that very strange. I'm just wondering why. I'm asking these questions, guys. I can't ask anyone else. Do you understand that? I really can't.
Sure.
Who am I to do? My parents are Catholic. The people that live here don't practice any religion. They've never been with anything like that. You guys are the only ones I can ask, and I'm coming here, and I get it. I'm gonna get the pushback. I'm gonna get people that are whatever. But for you guys to be like, oh, David's this, David's that, and me not say anything back and not laugh at it or whatever. I mean, what do you want me to do?
No, go ahead and say things back, but I just want to, I'm sorry to, am I interrupting? I'm still talking. Oh my goodness.
What is that? What's going on?
I don't know.
Someone's phone's on vibrate.
Calling me. Pete is actually calling me while I'm on the show.
Pete?
Yeah.
Pick it up.
I can't answer it. I bet he wants to join too.
Let's do this.
That's funny.
We got a lot of people. We got a lot of people on the line. Let's make this a special program. Might be the last program. Might be the last program on the 6 screens, other than 6 screens tomorrow. But
Hey, Rick.
Yeah.
Gilbert in the comment section, first of all, wanted to apologize to Zachary if he threw him under the bus or something like that. But second, Gilbert also said that you could get rid of the live phone line, so you get rid of the drama and just answer comments in the comment section. None of us are trying to tell you what to do, because to be honest, Rick, you've been a trooper through all this. You do. I know how much you go through. Maybe you should be monetized, and maybe we should have commercials. But you know what? But I get your direction. You're like, it didn't cost me anything. I don't want to profit from this. This is out of my heart. Why can't we just get callers that come in? Because it's the toxic callers that are burning you out and burning us all out, and that's it.
Well, it's the toxic callers, but also what it is there's a lot of work putting it together. If I just had 1 or 2 programs, say we did like JW World News and Touched by the Tentacles, those are the 2 biggest programs on the 6 screens. If we just did those 2 and I eliminated all of the others, it would be so much easier. I mean, it really would lighten the workload.
Well, whatever you decide, you deserve to have a break, and you deserve to take care of yourself and not hurt yourself anymore.
Yeah.
If you need to do that, I think that's wise self-care. That's actually asking yourself what will work best for you. And there's nothing wrong with looking at something and saying, what's going to work best for me? Because I'm burning myself out at 2 different ends of the candle. I'm not going to be offended. If you drop the show, I won't take it personally. To me, it would be a wise decision for you to, make a smaller amount of shows on Saturdays and Sundays.
Well, it would be easy, but you guys have been very good too, and I'm really appreciative of the people that come in, and you guys too doing the program. Don't in any way think I'm not. I appreciate all of the people that do programs here in the 6 screens. But it's just, in other words, we'll have to let the dust settle. We'll see what's going to happen. Let's open up the lines. Let's get some people coming in. You're on with us. Hit *6. You're on with us. Go ahead. What do you have to say?
David, Rick. Hello, Rick.
Let's go with Kurt. Yes.
Yeah, I don't want to be negative, but I'd like someone, you in particular, to explain to me about the what do you call it, where people are on here tonight, but they're not active. They're what you got a name for it? I can't.
Ask it.
Huh?
Timo?
No, I'm talking about the people that's texting back and forth as the program's going on.
In the comment section?
Cases, huh?
Yeah.
You talking about the comment section?
Screws the program. There's 2 separate conversations going on all the time, and everybody doesn't know what's going on.
Thank you for your input.
Yeah.
Thank you for your input.
Okay, Wyatt.
I may be talking, and there might be 10 people in the texting thing, and they don't like to hear me talk. So they complain to somebody about it. I just don't think that's fair. I think if they're going to be involved in the program, the only way to do it is directly. They have to call in directly and be involved. That's my opinion about it. I don't know. What do you think, Rick?
Yeah, well, I mean, this is what really made the 6 screens as popular as it's been, is people being able to call in on a telephone. In other words, a lot of people don't have computers, they don't have tablets, so they use the telephone line. But someone said here, and I thought this was a good comment right here, that Apostle Babe could take over the program on Saturday night.
Linda?
Yes.
Linda, hi. I talked to Bill, and he's gonna get with the guy from 23 Free.
Good.
We have a link for him. Let the 23 Free people know to send their press release to C-SPAN now, a month ahead, so they can get coverage of C-SPAN.
I will do that. And I did drop the ball on that, so thank you for reminding me. I appreciate that a lot.
Okay.
Thank you, Pixie.
I hope we'll have the program with Zalkin, and I want to say to Rick, he's done a fine job. Well done, good and faithful servant.
Well, thank you, Pixie. No, I mean, I've enjoyed it. Still looking at what we're going to do here. We're going to make some changes, that's for sure. In 2 weeks, the video suite that we now have will be gone. That will be gone. We will have that available on our conference line. I'll give you a link. So in 2 weeks, we'll say around October, say around October 1st, somewhere around there, the video suite, that's first on the job chopping block. That's $25 a month. So we're going to let that one go. And that will, you'll be able to come in on a different suite. So that suite will be gone. And see what I've been doing here is how I look at this whole program, friends, is this. For 18 years I've been coming on. We never got the amount of people calling in that we have now. But it could be more. But a lot of people never call in. That's very disturbing to me. Very, very disturbing. People listen in, especially on the 6 Screens video suite and other places. I know there's people on the 6 Screens video suite that do call in. But, in order to run these platforms, this program has really run on the fact that people call in. All the people that call in, I really appreciate. I mean, more than you would ever believe. All of you guys that call into the 6 Screens, that's very, very meaningful. So
It's the backbone. It's the backbone of 6 Screens.
Oh, yeah, that's it. So, I mean, when that's gone, I mean, no other format like that. If someone wants to pick it up, I mean, if anyone out there wants to pick the 6 Screens up and run with it, I mean, I'd be more than willing to let you have it.
I know a guy who is tech savvy, probably more tech savvy than you, Rick.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Rick, but you're having a moment, Rick. I'm telling you, you're having a moment, and this too shall pass. We'll discuss it again tomorrow or the next day.
But if someone wants it, write me at JW World News, and I'll give you all the links. I'll give you all the programs we got here. I'll show you how to. But plan on spending, let's say $500 a month to start, and then you can do that. But you better have a few bucks in your pocket because you're going to say, "Man, I'm getting drained."
That's half my income a month. I'm on disability and Social Security.
Exactly. Me too. It's a good chunk out of my
unless
paycheck.
You want to sponsor me, Rick? unless you want to sponsor me, but
I know a guy who's tech savvy enough to do what Rick does, and he even said it on the comment section. It's Brad from Australia. But the thing is that I don't think Brad can even no one can do what you do, Rick, because you put so much. You've put a lot of sacrifice into this.
If Brad would let you do it, I would be glad to even fund him the money to do it if he would like to do it. I mean, I'll give him the money to do it. If you can handle it.
But that's the only guy that I know. And, it takes more than that too, because you got to have thick skin and you got to have patience, a lot of patience, time, sacrifice. It's sacrifice, Rick. You've sacrificed, your life a little bit because you've dedicated so much time. You really are my hero when it comes to I mean it when I say you're Cal Ripken. I can't believe 18 years, not a missed show. That's awesome.
We got Fran coming on. Go ahead, Fran.
Go
Hi,
ahead. Sorry.
Fran.
Rick, we're Joe and I have been listening here, and we just want to say we really appreciate everything that you've done. And just talking with you today, I knew you were stressed just even before the program started, because yesterday you spent the whole day at the hospital with Susan. It's really taken a toll on you, and it's unfortunate that there's a couple of troublemakers that come in and they're ruining it. There are so many people that look forward to your program, and they it helps them to get through the week. I know they tell us, and they said, you know, if it weren't for 6 screens, I don't know how I get through the week. So if someone else can work it out, and that would be great. So we love you, Rick.
Well, thank you very much, Fran. I love you too, Fran and Joe. My goodness.
Hello, Rick. Hello, Rick.
Yes.
It's Maverick here, London.
Yes.
Oh, finally. Oh, well, I've been waiting to talk to you all evening. Oh, gosh. First of all, I'm sorry about your wife. I hope she pulls through. We pray for her, you know. I don't know what's happening, but I wanted to know if you were thinking about being in our prayers, you know. Rick, this is an interesting night for me because I was trying to email you to let you know my plans to start a radio show in London, similar to the 6 screens, to try and cater to the UK market as well. Not the market, but the people in the UK. But I wanted to talk to you, but I didn't want to. This is so bizarre because I didn't want to bring it on, just jump into the show and start talking about some things I was trying to email you in the week. And now you're talking about the, the 6 screens, kind of not sure what you're going to do with it. And this is strange. It's a very strange evening for me because I want to do what you've been doing. I like take the baton in England for what you've been doing for the last 18 years. You know?
Well, I'm flattered.
It's basically, it's this strange one because I wanted to talk to David tonight too, as well, because I did say a few things in the comments about thinking that maybe he's a witness trying to defend, and we've all. Okay, what am I saying? I'm basically saying that when someone speaks in the way that David speaks, it's like if there's all this evidence stacked up against the Watchtower, right? All this evidence that we've seen, all these weeks and months and years you've been talking about all of the problems in the Watchtower, all this child abuse, everything as we know, all the doctrinal problems, all the false prophecies. And I wanted to ask David, if he's still listening, how long has he been studying with the witnesses, first of all? And doesn't he have any alarm bells ringing? It doesn't make sense to me for him to be like an apologist in defense of the Watchtower. What is it that you want from that organization, David, if you're listening? What is it that you want from this organization? If you want the Lord, if you want Christ, go to him directly. He says, I'm the way and the truth and the life. But other than that, what do you need? If you want community, I can understand that. But no one's attacking you, David. Like, I wasn't certainly attacking you. I'm calling you out a little bit because I'm trying to find out whether this is a kind of a sabotage to change the flow of what's going on in the what you know. You know what happens at the 6 screens. People are talking about the abuse, the suffering, the hijack of their lives that the Watchtowers cause them. And so, if you're not paying attention to these things, right, how on earth are you expecting people to be all jumping in? Do you think that people are going to be promoting the Watchtower here? And not everybody's gone through the horrendous things that I've listened to. I didn't particularly have a terrible time there, but it certainly hijacked my life for 30 years. It hijacked my life.
I'll ask you a question, though.
Go ahead.
What do you think I'm hearing?
Well, okay, but I understand. Now, what I want to know is, what are you doing for your own relationship with the Lord? If you say you're looking for Christ, what is your relationship with Him? Because that's all that matters. I mean, Rick has said it many times.
Yeah, I can say that I believe in God.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, why do I believe that? I want to know why I believe this stuff. I want to know why Jesus Christ did what he did. All right. I want to know exactly, for instance, eating flesh, drinking blood, stuff like that. It might be normal to you guys, but not for me. All right. I'm asking questions. I'm studying. That's what I'm doing.
Okay, I get that. These are questions that you've got all the questions, that's fine. But what is it specifically about the Watchtower or the organization that's pulling you toward this organization? It has to be doctrine. The only reason you should be looking at it is, I was going to ask you a few weeks ago this question too, and it's come back to me. What is the distinguishing factor between all these different labels that people put on their religion? Baptist, Methodist, Pentecostal, Jehovah's Witness, SDA, Mormon. What is the difference between them? They all go to different churches. They all have a church. They all have a gathering. They all pray. They all say they worship God. But what's the difference? It's
one of them
doctrine. Well, exactly. It's doctrines that define the difference between the reason why you go to one place and not the other. So what I'm asking you is, after hearing catalogs of people talking about all of the false prophecies and all of the things that have been said, and all the evidence, if you've done your research, you have the internet now. I mean, you see my name on the things, 587 Maverick. That's my name, because 587 is the date that Jerusalem fell. And this organization has said that Jesus basically elected them in 1919 based on these calculations. Now, the modern day people who study, right, won't care about this, but it's important. Now, if you go away and do your research on this, you'll say, okay, the claims that the governing body are making about themselves is totally bogus. There's no way around it. And anyone who's honest and really studies their Bible and researches Ray Franz's books, Carl Olaf Johnson's books on the Gentile times, you cannot go anywhere but walk away from the Watchtower. But that doesn't mean you lose your faith. Oh, where am I going to go? That's the first thing they ask you, isn't that right, Rick? They ask you, where do I go if I leave the Watchtower?
Well, what we're going to do here, we got to cut it short here, Maverick. We got so many people. So what actually?
I just wanted to say, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make this about what I'm feeling, but I just wanted to clarify. I'm going to go now, but David, it did feel like you were a plant. I'm sorry to say, I'm going to be honest, right? I did think that you were somehow an apologist for the Watchtower or playing devil's advocate. I'm sorry. Okay, if it came out with comments, that's not my intention. That's not my intention.
I didn't know that it existed. I talked
That's
to Rick
not true.
about this, and I didn't know that stuff existed, guys.
You need to research it, my friend. You need to research it.
I'll say this, guys. As being raised as Catholic, all right, I had a Christmas tree in the house. Yeah, it didn't make sense to me. I celebrated Easter, the Easter Bunny. Didn't make sense to me. All right, these were the only people that told me, "Hey, none of that stuff. You're not supposed to be doing that. Jesus Christ never did that." Then it started making sense. Now I'm coming to you guys, asking you guys certain questions. I'm starting to realize that there's issues in an organization that I'm not part of. Okay, and I'm getting like, hey, listen, we hate you. We hate you for asking questions. We hate you for. That's the way I feel when I see the comment section. And you got to remember, I do YouTube, right? So I get, again, I'll tell you again, get death threats. They send cops to my house. They send pizzas to my house. They send they bother my parents. They bother my family's business. They call my work. So when people act like that to me, I'm thinking you guys want to fight me. You want to fight me? I'll beat the crap out of all of you. Trust me. So
I'll be right there with you. You know what I say? Let them.
Oh God! Why you pick the fun and dysfunctional XJW community? I must say so myself. Yes, I must. God love you. Oh my God.
A lot of people want to speak up here, so go ahead. You run with us. Let's go to 3-1. Well, we got that. Let's go to. We got a lot of people want to speak up here tonight. So let's do it. Hit *6. You're on with us. You're on the 6 screens. Tell the network. Go ahead. Speak up. What do you want to say? All right. Well, anyways, I'm going to cut out of here. I'm going to decide what I'm going to do. I'll leave you guys the program. But this very well. I mean, I could decide.
Talk it over with Susan too.
Well, she wants to. She likes the 6 screens. She likes it a lot. I mean, I like it a lot too. I mean, I'm not totally complaining. I like it a lot too, but there's only so much I can do. So I will announce next Saturday night what we are doing. I will announce that next Saturday night on our first program, which will be with Barbara Anderson.
Okay.
She's bringing a lot of people in. I'm going to announce what we will be doing on the 6 screens and where we're heading from there. So by all means, I want everyone to tune in then, and I'll let you know what's going to happen with the 6 screens, what changes we're going to make, and how we're going to iron this all out. But I want to thank all those people calling in tonight. I want to thank all the people who have been calling in for the last 18 years. And, I see I see people, what's Rick's PayPal? I don't want no money. I don't need money. Okay. That's one thing I've been blessed with. I don't need money. Believe me, I don't.
It's the drama.
What I'm saying here is I don't even mind spending money. I'd spend $1,000 a month if I had to, but I'm not going to come on here and be beat up, have people arguing and all kinds of mayhem going on. I don't need that. I'm trying to help witnesses, but the ex-witness world has got out of control. And, I don't know if I want to be part of it anymore. So I'll decide what I'm going to do in the next week, how we're going to handle the 6 screens going forward. So you guys can do whatever you want. You can move forward. There's plenty of YouTube stuff out there. You guys can get on YouTube. There's plenty of people doing YouTube. And I like some of the people doing YouTube. So you guys can do what you want, but let's just take a week at a time. Okay?
Sorry for laughing. What's his name in the chat?
Yeah, I know the chat room is crazy.
I can't ever say his name. I'm just going to call him Stream One. He says, if anybody's having trouble with money, they can all send it to me. He says, sorry for laughing. And I interrupted you. I'm sorry, Rick. But let me just say this. Tonight's result of your being just so done with everything, I see it as there's been a buildup over the last, I would say, 3 good weeks, if not a month of things. And by the time Zach asked you what he asked you, it was like the straw that broke the camel's back. And I like that he came in and let you know that where his intention was from. It wasn't just to give you a hard time to make you answer to him. He was just like, why hasn't, he let you know his intentions, and I'm glad about that.
Yeah.
Well,
but this has been a buildup.
We've done over 5,000 programs, over 5,000 programs here on the 6 screens. And it's all, we're putting it all up on YouTube and also on SoundCloud. So it'll be either in the archive with every apostate you could possibly think of. The only ones we never had come on here is Ray Friends. But other than that, we had all these people come on. I mean, there's a lot of history here, but I think I'm ready to throw the towel in. So you guys go.
Let me say this about my question. Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
I say let them all learn the hard way, just like we did.
That wasn't me. That was. I want to say this about my question to you, Rick. About where's the study? It's been 3 months. I was expecting you to come back with some witty response.
No.
Can you guys hear him?
I've had a witty response. I'm not going to get into it. I've got 75 years old. I'm willing to move on, do different things. I'm not going to come back with witty response. I've had it. I mean, I'm to the point that, enough is enough after a while. That's it, period,
So
Rick, if I could just say that since you're done, I'm done. I'm done too.
You're done too? Wow. Okay. Wow.
Okay,
I think
so
you all need a nap, and I'd probably do 2, and we might feel better tomorrow. And if not, that's okay too. You know,
all
it
right.
reminds me of a song like usual.
All right, so Eric, you want to throw the towel in?
If you throw the towel in, I don't know. How do I say this? You're like my leader. Yeah, you're a mentor to me. And if you're not going to do it, I'm not going to do it. I don't know. Maybe there's somebody I could do a YouTube channel with. But to be honest with you, I hate the comment sections. People are toxic, and it's like you don't even want to read it. And I don't know. Like if you don't do it, like you're the captain, man. You're the captain of the ship. I can't do it.
Kind of like a mentor, an influencer. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I find the same thing. I mean, I don't know why these people have to write such negative stuff about you, about me, about even Linda, and a lot of people. I just don't get it.
Linda too. Linda gets picked. We all get picked on. What is with this? What is wrong with you all? What is wrong with y'all?
Do you really need it? I mean, and think about it. And in fact, think about it. Sometimes I think, just get away from the witness world. Who the heck cares anymore about it? I mean,
Yeah.
Eventually they're going to die. And I'm starting to feel, who cares? I mean, really, let them do what they want. I've got a life to live. I think sometimes if I'm just away from it, it might even add a better venue to my life. So that's how I feel lately.
Yeah.
I really am. I really mean that. Yeah.
Well, hey Rick, when you do this show, and all of us do this show, no matter what, it brings upon negative energy, right? If you're someone who feels energy, if you're someone who's like an empath or someone who uses a lot of intuition, it brings a lot of negative energy, the subject that we're talking about. And it's not our fault. It's just that it's the reality. And, a lot of people have been hurt and have pain, and it does bring drama because of it shows Rick, you proved a point. It shows how damaging Watchtower has been to all of us that have been touched by the tentacles. Everybody. And if you've been touched by it, just a little bit.
Oh yeah. Well, what it is, Eric, too, is when my wife Inez, 18 years ago when we started, our whole purpose was to get people to come to Christianity and to be able to connect with, the Bible, so to speak, and not leave God behind when they leave the Watchtower. So for 18 years, I mean, we have our Sunday program, the Upper Room Ministries, we call it, a number of programs, but it just doesn't do anything. I mean, witnesses leaving the Watchtower, they don't want nothing to do with Christianity. They threw the baby out with the bathwater. So, I mean, that was our whole mission. That was our whole goal. So where that hasn't really worked or jived, I mean, 6-screen Sunday hasn't done anything. It really hasn't. It's just flat. So I'm saying, really, I mean, that was our main mission. So what we started the 6 screens as, trying to explain to the witnesses how dangerous and destructive they are. It was a counter-cult ministry, but it never, I mean, my main purpose was to get people to come in and listen on Sunday, but they don't. And I'm not complaining, just explaining. But at some point you say, well, my goodness, something's not working. Then what do you do? If something's not working, what do you do? Well, you say, well, it's not working. I guess we have to kind of shut it down. So that's where I am right now. And, I know it's going to be disappointing. Yeah.
I've been listening. This is Kirk. And I don't want you to get mad at me, but help me understand. You got 2 things going on here. You got rowdy people, that come in live. That's a problem. The second problem, in my estimation, is the suite. I can't understand why somebody that's got a program would look at the comments coming from people that are texting each other. I can't understand that. It's a live program. These people that's on this suite, isn't it's their responsibility to come on if they want to talk, if they want to complain.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, but what about the shy? What about the shy people that don't like to talk in person? The introverts, the super introverts, the people that just like that's all they can do is give a little text, you know.
So that's the point of it then. It's people that I would say, I might be wrong, I would say they just don't have the nerve to speak up. But at the same time, they will complain about me or somebody else. I'm not being paranoid here, because really I don't give a damn about it one way or the other. But I just think it's so rude. If I was conducting a program and there were 5 or 6 active people engaged in the program, I'm going to stop those people for 30 seconds and read a comment that's coming in from somebody that's texting in the comment. I don't understand that. Anyway, enough of me. I just wanted to bring that up. I heard you say this week's going to be done away with. I think that would be a good first step. Thank you.
Yeah, well, we'll know the next week. But what I want to do is anyone interested in taking the 6 screens over.
I can't do it.
If there's anybody out there that has tech savvy, you got 3 or 4 computers. I mean, I'll help you. I'll send you all the links I have. I'll even help you financially. If there's
This is so late in the night and you are fussy, and I do not think tomorrow you are going to feel the same way. I'm sorry to interrupt you, sir, but I'm just speaking from wisdom.
I don't know if there's anybody out there that would like to take the 6 screens over.
Okay.
I know you are listening in. You'll need some computers. You'll need at least 5 or 6. You're going to have a telephone line coming in. I mean, I'll help you financially. I mean, I want to keep the thing going. But if there's anybody out there that would like to at least look at the possibilities of taking the 6 screens over, my mind is open. It really, really is.
Well, hey, Rick, if I can throw this out to you.
Yeah.
Maybe between Linda and myself and other people who are a part of this network, maybe we could figure something out.
Well, yeah, put it together. But I mean, I'll be.
Yeah, it would take a lot of thought and a lot of and like consideration even to do it. But
Yeah. So
if you are a one-man show, like, and I don't mean that in a selfish way. It's like you have everything to offer. You can't be replaced. I'm just saying.
True, you can't be replaced.
Yeah, you went to broadcasting school, right? Like you have like a way of doing your show. I missed the NBC or ABC or whatever it was that. I loved everything you did, Rick. It was like you're very professional. I can't replace that. No one can. No one can replace what you do.
Well, I'll tell you, here's what you do. If there's anyone interested in taking this over, I'll be glad to kind of walk you through it. Write me at jwworldnews@gmail.com, and we can discuss it. I mean, I'm willing to. I don't want to see the thing just collapse. I'd like to see the thing. Yeah.
Then I'm volunteering. I'm volunteering to do that as we get sleep tonight. So just know that.
Well, thank you, Linda.
I'm willing to hold that. I just hope that tomorrow we're going to have fresher eyes and fresher thoughts, and
Well, I'll tell you what. At 4 o'clock, 3:45 tomorrow, I'm going to give everyone an answer. 3:45 tomorrow on the 6 screens.
Okay.
On JW World News, my Sunday edition. I'm going to give people an answer on what I'm going to be doing on the 6 screens telenetwork. That's 3:45 tomorrow, Sunday edition of 6 screens.
Hey, Rick, can I just say this?
Standard time.
To put this into perspective. Okay, you got someone like Wally, maybe, right? And he does his videos. I'm just using an example, not him personally.
Wally,
he's got his own YouTube channel, and he'll do somewhere between 18 and 40 minutes, sometimes a 4-minute video. You are doing this from is it 5 or 6 o'clock your time? I think 6. And then but all the work that's involved before it, and then you're going for hours and hours and hours into the middle of the night. I mean, you've pushed yourself to the limit, and on top of that, you get some toxic callers, and it's just too much.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not, I'm not totally sitting here sick tonight, but I am saying that, I'm looking for a little bit of a change.
Sure.
It is work. I mean, I have to, all the different programs we have, I have to type into StreamYard who's coming on, what's coming on, the date, the time, and, I have to keep on top of everything here. So tomorrow at 3:45 tomorrow, I will announce what's going to take place on the 6 screens of the future. Okay?
Okay.
Sounds good, buddy. Hey, Rick, I just wanted to say, if this is ever our last show, to you and Linda, thank you for giving me a spot and giving me good friends like Linda. Like I have a hard time being on the phone sometimes, but you've broken me out of that shell and you've given me a family, because when I before 6 screens, I didn't have anybody in my phone book except for the guy that I get some pot from.
Which is your non-drug dealer.
But now I have more friends that I know what to do with now, and I'm grateful for it, Rick. Thank you.
Yeah, well, no, we all got a lot of friends. I got plenty of friends myself that I met here on the 6 screens. I'm not complaining. I mean, really, I'm so happy. So it's been good. We all met a lot of people. There's been marriages here on the 6 screens. There's been a lot of things.
Right?
Yeah, so I mean, it's not, it hasn't been like totally void of communication, and I think it's been the largest therapy session you could ever ask for. People coming in. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's been good, but everything comes to an end. Everything comes to an end. It doesn't last
And
forever.
we're not really saying this is an end yet until tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 3:45 tomorrow. 3:45 tomorrow, Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to tell you what we're doing with the 6 screens. So join us then.
Well, Rick, just give us a little information. Like, are you fed up? I mean, is that the conclusion? Is that the conclusion?
Well, let me reveal it tomorrow. I want everyone to
All
come
right.
in tomorrow. I want all those people listening in here tonight to come in
Yes,
tomorrow.
I do, Desiree. Yes, I do.
3:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to give you my decision. That's
All right.
tomorrow, 3:45. Okay? All right.
Yep. Okay.
I'm out of here. You guys do your program.
Okay, sir. So if you're going to
I
bed
love
for
you,
the
Rick.
night, do we want to end our show now? Or do we want to just go like this and then end it, and it might not turn off later? Okay, here we go. Hi, guys.
Callers are drunk
It's
by
me,
this time.
Apostate Babe Linda James, your favorite apostate. And we
Sorry.
have had some major drama going on tonight. But you know what? It had to come to a head. And I'm glad that it did, even though it was super uncomfortable. I'm really glad that it did, because to be honest, I think Rick really just needs some sleep. All of these chats that go on, whether it's Facebook, here on YouTube, whether it's the original chat that happened with that he's talking about, where Carrie and Zachary and a couple of other people will weekly hang out in. These are places of community that have developed. And Kurt, I did hear what you were saying. You don't understand it. What happens is a show goes on, and yeah, sometimes they're complaining back and forth, but they're having conversation too that comes to mind, maybe from something we're saying, or maybe just something that's on their mind, because it's their fellowship time. You know what I'm saying? So it's considered called chatting, because they can see what each other is writing. So it's more than like texting. When you text someone, like if I texted somebody, it's kind of a one-on-one conversation. But in a chat setting, we've got all these different people there. It can be 300 to 300 people in the chat. and they kind of have conversation back and forth. Sometimes it has, again, sometimes their conversation has to do with whatever the host is talking about or just what's on their mind, you know, and they go back and forth with their thoughts. I've connected with people in chat, you know, so that kind of stuff happens. I think I can hear you, Eric. So if you're kind of talking,
that's not me. That's not me.
Okay, not you. Okay.
Nope.
So
I'm being quiet. I don't know who that is.
Okay. Thank you for letting me know. You know what, though, Eric, I really dug what you were talking about earlier tonight about that show, about the teenagers of the JW, that JW video you had Rick play. And you were like, I think it has something to do, like they're trying to act like YouTube or something. It is trying to act like YouTube. It's kind of trying to be like a vlog or something, right? But
Yeah.
the message I got from that whole thing was, don't bother looking at yourself and seeing if you look put together. Don't think about how you're going to dress or wear your hair. And then they snuck in, put on the new personality. So that outfit meant more than what they were going to wear to school the next day or what they were going to wear when they hung out with their buddies and stuff. So instead of being in reality and thinking about what we're going to wear tomorrow and how we're going to represent ourselves, they're literally telling you to go into this place of an alternate reality and put on the new personality. So that takes away your own sense of identity and puts your sense of identity into being one of Jehovah's Witnesses. So that's really the message behind it. Don't bother focusing on yourself. And then they brought up like these, that gal, the young teenager, she was saying she gets influenced with social media and how she should look. That happens with young girls. That does happen. And then she chose to turn off the social media and all this stuff. And she ended up having an eating disorder. Did Watchtower give her any help on how to get over this eating disorder? No. She just turned off social media and got over it? Come on. No.
Right.
If she put on the new personality, she was supposed to get over it. It's like get rid of who she individually is.
I've known of women in the organization that have had eating disorders, like one in particular, and her mother like caused it, you know, and it's like because like she was so she is a pretty woman, but she's just so obsessed with physical appearances, and it's unhealthy.
And see back.
Pastor Babe and Eric, can I interrupt?
Yes, sir.
Hi, Eric. Hi, Kurt. What's up?
If I was in your shoes, I had a midnight program, I would suggest to Rick that he go to bed and go to sleep and set the clock for 6 hours. The phone goes off every 6 hours. Start it
That's
over.
true. That's true. Good thinking.
And I would tell Rick, I would suggest to Rick or tell Rick, I'll handle the program. You go to bed.
Sorry, the comment section made me laugh. I'm sorry. I was laughing because of, and I was saying sorry because the comment section made me laugh.
Does that make any sense?
It does.
Yeah, I feel you.
And I think Rick kind of set me up with Eric.
No matter what happens on the program from midnight till 6 o'clock, you and Eric can handle it, right?
I suppose so. We don't have a mute button, but I do kind of think Rick actually put Eric with me to be somebody that would stand up for me when I was being bullied, you know, and that vice versa, there would be more strength in two of us instead of one of us. That's my guess. I'm not.
Well, you goddamn right. I stick up for people.
You do.
Anybody.
You do. And
I
you know,
don't like injustice.
I don't either.
I'm like a
I don't
bulldog,
either.
but I am. It's controlled anger. It's just towards the bullies.
Yeah. But another step is you may have to get a mute button. That'd be up to you guys.
May have to get a what?
Go to bed. I can handle it. Okay. I'll shut up for a while. Go ahead.
But see, if I don't have a mute button, I don't know if I can handle it. And even with Eric being the man that he is, he has always stepped up. I'm still talking. Let
her talk. Let her talk, brother.
I'm still talking. Oh my God, I'm still talking. So even if we don't have a mute, oh my God,
he won't stop.
I'm so done with you.
No wonder why Rick is done. Kurt, shut the hell up for a second and let her finish her comment.
No, because he thinks running all over me is a cool thing. That's what he does.
Just let her talk. Just let her finish.
And he gay bashes other people too. And it's crap.
Is that where we're headed?
You need to knock it off. Okay?
Come on, Kurt.
Kurt. I thought that was Wyatt Earp.
Oh, that was Wyatt? I don't know. There's too many people talking over. I didn't know who. I thought that was Kurt talking. Was it Wyatt?
I believe so.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, Kurt. Well, it would make sense that it's Wyatt because Wyatt, he's got his 6 gun at his side.
Everything in order. Can you hear me?
Go ahead.
What did you say, Grace?
Well, the Swedish Viking woman is here. And if anybody needs to go to sleep, I can take over because I already had my breakfast and the shower, and the Swedish time is 06:37. So I've been a gatekeeper. I could punish anybody who needs to be punished, and it will not be a problem. Just take it easy.
You know what? You have that in you. One night I showed up late, and you really just rose to the occasion. Mm-hmm. There is something in you that wants to do something like this, and I think I should open things up for you to do that at times because it's in you, and I know you'll come up with stuff to say, and it will be good. You know what I'm saying, Grace?
Oh my God, you people in the comments section.
But I'm pretty thick-skinned also, usually, if I'm not having a bad day, I mean. I can handle people who say bad things about me also. So.
Oh, good. Yeah.
I can't. I gotta shut my mic off because the comment section's.
He tried to shut his mic off. So, I do want to open things up for you at times. Check out. You got Eric. Eric is Billy getting laughing like he can't believe it. What are y'all saying in the chat?
Hey, I wanted to say something. I need to say something before I forget it because
sorry.
In the comment section last weekend when I was on, she wrote this when I was speaking. It really breaks my heart because a person, you can go back and read, and I hope I get the words right now. She said this, asking for others to make space for me because of the trauma I experienced. If I cannot handle listen to men arguing. And this really broke my heart because I think a lot of women, they are sensitive. My emotions, it even says so in the Bible that the woman is the weaker vessel. And it's really, my heart goes out to them. And here's what I was thinking, that if you think about the hospital, this is a comparison. If you think about the hospital, there's an emergency room. Some people are screaming, some people are bleeding, some people are just talking calmly. But there's a quiet lady in the corner. She doesn't make a sound. And this lady is actually dying for real. And here on the 6 screens, I really worry about the people who are seeing
because the people who are married, their partner can take them to the doctor before they commit suicide. But I really worry about people who are single on the show and these fellowships, and especially women. I have been thinking a lot about women lately, that they are quiet, they don't say anything, and I'm worried if there is any woman who is just quiet and maybe they are on the borderline of suicide, and they are afraid to speak up here because some men are arguing too bad and they just get intimidated. And I'm not the one who is, I'm more strong than that. I mean, I could handle it for the most part if it's not too much going on in my life otherwise. I mean, I feel that there's some women who need to know that I'm here tonight if you want to speak up, and if you feel like you haven't had the chance to say something, and especially those who feel they are in a depression or borderline of suicide, there's nothing to be ashamed of. We are all here to help you. We all love you. Thank you.
Thanks, Grace.
Did you just open things up for, in case somebody is feeling suicidal, to chime in, to share that with us? Is that what I just heard?
I feel very worried about the people who are disfellowship.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the teaching of being disfellowshipped within the organization is that you are spiritually dead in God's eyes. And that is not the case. But because of the way we're indoctrinated, that is what is commonly believed. But in reality, that is not the case. When I was put on public reproof at 15 years old, the elders told me that God could not hear my prayers. How dare them? Who do they even think that they are?
You weren't baptized,
no
and you
one.
still got public reproof, even not being baptized. Yeah, because
Correct.
they made an announcement about me when I wasn't baptized because I smoked weed and smoked weed with other kids, and they were like, there was a matter with Eric Kubler, and it's been settled. That was the announcement to me and the other people.
Wow. Wow.
So
Yeah,
I get that. They did. It depends on the congregation and where you grew up, but like, yeah, they're weird like that.
Yeah, I was in Los Angeles, California, and they announced from the platform, so-and-so has been put on public reproof for behavior unbecoming of a Christian. And this is a form of public humiliation.
Yeah, it is. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
And they usually give a talk about it, like, about like what, like they'll give like a public needs or something like that, right?
I had not caught on to that yet.
Desiree and I went through that, and there was a public needs talk about smoking marijuana, so everybody knew. And then what was really sad was Desiree got disfellowship for being with a disfellowship person, and they by accident ran a talk that was about a local needs talk about pornography, and it has nothing to do with Desiree. Disgusting. And even the elder was like, oh yeah, sorry, we frigged up, we messed up, sorry. Like, oh dude.
Wow.
Yeah, so I feel you.
If you're going to have an international program and they are serious about it, I want to inform you, in Sweden, it is absolutely not legal to smoke pot. And promoting pot smoking on this program, if you want to go international, I can't warn you enough, because if Swedes hear this, they will think you are criminals, and why should I be on a channel with criminals? Because it's not legal in Sweden. So this is what you need to consider.
Okay, so not only don't do it on,
Right?
on the
And you're
channel.
concerned about women committing suicide.
I'm still talking. I'm still talking.
Committing suicide.
Okay, go ahead. Say what you're going to say.
What if it's medicine? What if it's medicine? Just
I
help
just,
them.
I just need one person at a time to talk.
Yes. But you don't have to promote it on the channel because it's not legal in Sweden. You can do it in secret. You don't have to promote it on the channel since it's not legal in Sweden if you are going to go international with the show.
That's good to know. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And about
it's just not women that are suicidal. No, it's done.
Well, I try to flirt with every man on this side, but I don't know who is married and who is single. As soon as I get the information, I will ask everybody to marry me, and then it won't be a problem anymore.
I'm not married.
I didn't catch that.
I will line you all up in a row and date everybody, and then I will make my suggestion.
I'll put you in line too.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate
You're right,
it.
Wyatt. Michael Wayne Moore was a male who committed suicide. And you want to know about him, go to Watchtower History. And do you even hear me? Do you even hear me talking to you? Wow.
Is this Wyatt Earp?
Yeah, it's Wyatt.
Hey, Wyatt, come on, man. Dude, why you want to fight? Just why do you want to fight? All right, just say everything you want to say to Linda and I, and just get it over with it and get on with your life. Because, dude, why? Like, this is just ridiculous. Either just make a point or F off. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be a jerk, but like.
Hey, in California, it is nothing wrong. I was just saying, if you go international, then in Sweden, you can't do it. That's what I'm saying.
I appreciate you letting us know that.
Damn there.
Because no. Funny.
There is absolutely nothing wrong with cannabis. And that's why I'm not a Jehovah's Witness. That's just completely ridiculous. It's a completely natural substance that helps you. It helps my stomach, helps my aches and pains. Absolutely nothing wrong with it.
Sure, I agree.
And nobody's refuting that with you.
I've been disfellowshipped twice for it, so you can't. There's nothing you can tell me about marijuana that I don't already know.
Really?
I've been in the elders' room like 6 times for it.
Hey, if you guys keep cutting me off on this show, I have lots of things to say to you guys, but somebody there keeps cutting me off.
I'm sorry, but you need to say something to me. What was that?
I don't remember. I smoked too much weed.
So, Wyatt, were you talking to me and Eric saying for us to not cut you off? Is that what you're saying?
What? Say again?
Wyatt, were you directing that? Please let me finish. Please let me finish. Please just let me finish, dude. Let me finish. So what I'm asking you is, when you said that people need to stop interrupting you, are you directing that statement to Eric and I? Or were you talking to somebody else? It's a question.
It was earlier tonight. Rick kept cutting me off.
Rick did, okay.
You know, right, I promise you guys, I will be a lot nicer, and I will stop calling people names.
Well, we appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. You know,
Yeah.
I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and see if that happens.
Yeah. We'll work it out. Just be nice. You know, like we're not Linda and I don't attack anybody.
I'm looking at the chat on YouTube, and
I know.
JW
It's insane.
You know what? I'd like to meet you. I'd like to meet you out on the street. If my wife or my daughter or some woman I knew was out doing street work, you know, a cart or something, if somebody like you came up and tried to intimidate a woman I knew, I would take you out in no time. You'd probably be a scary, intimidating sort of person. And if I was standing out there on the street, you would not get away with it.
We will have to be careful now with the cart works then, and we should send women to approach other women, maybe men to approach other men on the cart work. That would be more intimate.
Yeah, I'd like to approach this guy, because he would not scare me.
It's just a suggestion.
It's no wonder. You know, I watch these shows, and these couple brothers come up to him in a grocery store or something one time and said, "Hey, quit hassling our sisters." I would have been one of those guys.
Okay. Always find a solution to a problem. I think women should approach women, men approach men. Then it won't be so intimidating. And it won't be a problem anymore.
I think you know how to approach women, Grace.
Well, I'm too tall, I think. I'm 5'11". I wouldn't approach anybody with my tallness and everything. Oh, I would send a small woman, maybe a few feet tall only, to talk to them. Yeah.
Yeah. If this guy came up to my daughter and was stroking his beard with his bald head and trying to intimidate,
All right. Why would I be near your daughter? Why would I even be near your daughter? Because I don't be around, like, I don't know you, and I wouldn't be near your daughter. So what do you have to worry about? Okay, you know what, dude? You're kind of pissing me off, and I'm going to say fuck you. You push some buttons. What are you trying to imply about me? You know, I'm sorry to do this, but I'm kind of pissed off.
I think it's a pussy.
What are you trying to get at, you piece of crap? What? If I have a mustache, does that make me a creeper? Like what? I have a beard. Get over it. Leave me alone. This is why Rick is going to do this anymore. It's people like you. You know, it's people like you. And can you please just leave the show if you're not going to add anything friggin' positive? Why are you such a negative douche?
Yes.
Also carry a big knife. I also carry a big knife. And if this guy
Just leave. Dude, do us all a favor and leave, please. Because you're not bringing any positivity to this show. What's your point? You want to bring everyone down. Okay, cool. Hey, dude, you know, I do this because I try to help people. If it don't help you, then hang up. I don't know what to tell you, brother.
Take a deep breath. Calm down. Take it slow.
No, hey, Grace, I'm not going to also let you tell me how to handle my situation because I'm actually very frustrated and angry. And this is the reason why Rick is closing his show down, because of people like this. And that's why we're snapping, because we're tired of it. And you know what? Linda is much more patient than I am, and she handles a lot of abuse from all of you. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it for her, and I'm tired of it for me. Leave us alone. We're just here to talk about to expose Watchtower and heal from it. We're not trying to fight.
Yeah.
Sorry. I went on a rant, and I apologize, everyone.
the Watchtower and Bible.
I feel you, Eric.
Calm down. Go back in your chair.
Don't tell me what to do, Grace. You're not. Listen, I am my own man. Don't tell me what to do. I know how to calm down, but you saying things like that is making me more upset. So why don't you calm down?
So
Why don't you
Gilbert's
stop?
channel is called GG for GB. That's what it's
Go
called.
ahead, GG for GB.
Somebody was asking, what is the name?
Oh, it's Gilbert Gonzalez for governing body. That's what it
That's the name
stands
of
for.
his channel.
Thank you for changing the subject.
Yeah.
We're off of this. We're off of this. We're going on to something else. We're gonna
What we
heal,
can
and we're
do
gonna.
too, what we can also do, Eric, is we can choose to end the show. I can give Rick a call. He can close the show down. What do you say?
It's up to you. I'll be patient and I'll calm down. I don't need this though. I like to talk. I like to heal and tell stories and joke.
Me too.
You know, I don't want to get like this. And
I don't either, and I don't think that once he's arrived that gets to happen. So
yeah, Grace,
I
calm
think I'm
down.
gonna-
Just calm down, Grace. Grace. Just it's over. Just calm down.
Just quiet and let Linda talk. And I don't like the way Eric. You are on the right off all the time. It really irritates him. I really like.
Hello, Rick. Hi, Rick. Eric and I are pretty much ready to end the show. If you're in ear distance, Rick. Hi, Rick.
Yeah. If Rick is still there, what do you want to do with this, Rick? Because I understand why you're leaving. Yeah, listen, I want to. Everyone, shut the hell up. Everyone, shut the hell up and let me talk. Not you, Linda. You guys, these people right now that are talking, all of you. This is the reason why Rick doesn't want to do this anymore. I'm just being straight up honest with you, and it's the reason why I don't want to do it anymore. I've already told myself a long time ago that I'm going to do this for as long as I can until I can't stand it anymore, because you guys are brutal to us. And what did we do to you? What did I do? You think I'm a fucking creeper because I have a beard? I am so angry at you. You should be banned from this show for that. I've never hurt a child in my life. Screw you.
Oh, yeah.
Screw you.
Remind you of that. Okay.
I'm sorry. I know I'm getting out of control, but like, what does Rick want to do? I don't know, because like we're here to. I love to expose Watchtower. I love to heal. I love to joke, and that's what Linda wants too. Come on, guys, don't bring the ugly out in me. Don't you know? Why are you all pushing me?
With his belly button and stuff on the nipple. Stop this. You stop on the nipple when you're stroking your beard.
I can't believe we're still talking about this. I'm done with this, dude. I'm done talking to you about this. I don't have anything to say to you about this. This is stupid. It's a waste of fucking time. I'm sorry I'm swearing, but like, you guys are pissing me off. Dude, what is your point? Do you even have a point? You have no argument. You have no point. There's nothing to what you have to say. It's a complete waste of time. And I just want, you know what, Gilbert Gonzalez, if you're out there and you call in and you can talk over all these people or somebody, or Linda James or whoever, because I am done with these fools. I'm done with these fools.
Yeah, I don't know.
With you about you want to play a game of chess?
So I'm gonna exit
Dude,
the room.
I don't play. Oh my God, what is this, Linda?
I'm gonna leave the room so that I can call Rick direct.
You want me to leave the room?
Close down the show, okay?
Okay, leave the room.
I don't have access to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I'm gone. See you.
And I'm probably so.
Sorry, sweetie. I know I got inappropriate tonight. I'm sorry.
I don't care. I'm fine with it. It's your turn. As far as I'm concerned, it's your turn. It's all good.
All right, I'll leave. Take care, hon. I'm so sorry this happened.
Linda, we can't hear you. You're talking on, but you're not coming through.
I'm done too.
Oh, I can take over the show. It's not a problem. Just everybody calm down. I obey Grace. I think it's better a woman talk. You and Eric, you don't get along, or you shouldn't even talk to each other.
I don't know if it's better when women talk, but I like to listen to them. You can never learn anything unless you listen to women.
Yes. But if you want to talk to somebody, maybe talk to Apostle Bay, talk to me, talk to Lucy. You should talk to women and don't talk to the men on the show. They just irritate.
I don't really talk to women that much. I like to listen to them.
Okay. But the problem is that Eric is a bit angry sometimes, and there are lots of men like Larry or he's lots of guys who you argue with. You shouldn't talk to the men. You don't get along with them. Talk to the women instead.
I don't get along with men who try to intimidate people.
Hey, listen, Wyatt Earp, let me tell you something. Wyatt Earp, you are nothing but a troublemaker. So why don't you get the hell out of here? Because you've been nothing but a troublemaker. You're a jackass, a jerk, and a nutcase. So why don't you get the hell out of here?
Not in this case.
Yeah.
What the fuck do you want to talk about? I know more about everything than you know.
Oh, you're a jackass.
You don't talk to Rick Belka. He's Big Dave in Virginia.
He's a jackass. Yeah, he's a drunken jackass.
I'll stick up for Rick any day, any place, any time, and any other where that he needs to be. And I'll stand right in front of him, and you can yell and scream at me. When you want to yell and scream at me, you can go do it. Because when I start screaming back,